You're the one who called off the engagement, so why are you crying when the female CEO kissed me? The billion-dollar deal is done. Liu Qinglan was excited inside, but her dazed eyes betrayed something else. She had been poisoned. In the dim light, she saw a handsome face. Don't. A strong desire to resist surged within her, but the poison was powerful, attacking her mind. At this moment, she acted like a docile little cat, allowing him to do as he wished. Stop resisting, woman, Chen Tian said, looking down at her. You've been poisoned, and it's a very strong kind. If it's not dealt with in time, it could be life-threatening. Chen Tian couldn't help but admire the woman. She was beautiful, with an oval face, willow-shaped eyebrows, bright eyes, and pearly white teeth. Her lips glistened enticingly. Her skin was flawless, as smooth and delicate as porcelain, and her figure was astounding. No. At that moment, the poison fully took effect. Liu Qinglan lost all sense of reason and began kissing Chen Tian actively. Chen Tian realized she was in great distress, so he decided to act quickly to save her. But the silver needles were in his bag on the couch, too far away. No silver needles. A club would do. Wait. A club. A sharp scream shattered the morning silence. Chen Tian woke up in shock. What the hell are you screaming about so early? Chen Tian grumbled as he opened his eyes, only to see Liu Qinglan glaring at him with rage in her eyes. She looked like she wanted to tear him apart. Slap. Liu Qinglan raised her hand and gave him a resounding slap across the face. Chen Tian froze for a moment, then became enraged. Woman, I saved you with good intentions, and you slapped me. Has your conscience been eaten by a dog? You ruined my purity. I'm going to kill you, you bastard. The more Liu Qinglan thought about it, the more heartbroken she became. She lunged at Chen Tian, scratching and biting, acting like a desperate warrior. Chen Tian quickly subdued her and pressed her onto the bed. Woman, I did that to save you. If it weren't for me, you'd already be dead. Why turn my good intentions into something vile? I don't care about your help. I'm going to kill you. Liu Qinglan fought back fiercely, but she was pinned down by Chen Tian, and all her efforts were in vain. Realizing this, she stopped resisting and started to cry. Hey, woman, don't cry. Chen Tian panicked and hurriedly let go of her. He could face anything, but he couldn't handle a woman's tears. Liu Qinglan cried harder and harder. She had always been pure and reserved, having kept her chastity for over 20 years, only to have it ruthlessly taken by this bastard in front of her. The pain was unbearable. She sobbed uncontrollably. But she also knew she couldn't blame Chen Tian entirely. The night before, while negotiating a business deal, she had been poisoned. As Chen Tian said, it was a very strong poison, and if not dealt with in time, it could be fatal. If Chen Tian hadn't taken her to the room, she would have been taken advantage of by another scumbag. If he had brought her in and done nothing, she might have died. After crying for a long time, Liu Qinglan gradually stopped. She looked at Chen Tian and said, "Turn around, I need to get dressed." Not like you haven't been seen before. Is it really necessary? Chen Tian said helplessly. But when he saw the murderous look in Liu Qinglan's eyes, he obediently turned around and began putting on his own clothes. Liu Qinglan was dressed in high-end brands, radiating elegance, clearly a rich young lady. Don't be so upset. I'll take responsibility, okay? Chen Tian said, trying to sound reluctant. Liu Qinglan shot him a glance, seeing his cheap clothes, and was filled with disdain. How much can you make in a month? Your monthly salary doesn't even cover the cost of one of my outfits. What are you going to use to take responsibility? How much does a piece of clothing cost? Tens of billions. Chen Tian asked in surprise. Tens of billions a month? Have you ever seen that much money? Liu Qinglan sneered. She hated men who boasted without ability, especially messy ones like him. The thought of losing her virginity to such a man made her want to die. She then took a wad of cash from her bag and threw it on the bed. Take the money, and we're done. Don't ever show up in front of me again. Chen Tian's face darkened. What's that supposed to mean? This is your payment for last night's hard work. Liu Qinglan found a way to comfort herself, thinking of it as hiring a male model. You stop right there. Explain yourself. Chen Tian felt deeply insulted. After everything, she gave him money, treating him like what? Liu Qinglan didn't want to deal with him anymore and quickly walked toward the door. Chen Tian jumped out of bed and grabbed her arm. "Let go of me." Liu Qinglan tried to shake off his hand, but he held it firmly. "Since you're treating me like a service provider, I'll give you one free service. After the service, make sure to leave me a good review," Chen Tian said as he pinned her back on the bed. Chapter 2, Now it's your turn to serve me. "You bastard, let go of me. I'm going to kill you." Liu Qinglan was both shocked and furious, struggling desperately, but all her efforts were in vain. After a while, she stopped resisting, and tears started to roll down from the corner of her eyes. "Hey, woman, why aren't you resisting anymore?" Chen Tian stopped his actions when he saw that she had stopped fighting. "If you're going to do it quickly. But this is the last time. Don't ever show up in my sight again, or I won't let you off," Liu Qinglan growled through gritted teeth. "You're being so aggressive that you've completely ruined my mood." "Fine, you can go now," Chen Tian said, getting off of her. Liu Qinglan got up and straightened her clothes, preparing to leave. But the next second, she suddenly clutched her chest, her face turning pale as paper. "What's wrong?" Chen Tian hurriedly checked her pulse, and after a few seconds, he understood what was going on. He quickly removed her clothes. Liu Qinglan was unable to resist. Her congenital heart disease was severe, and this time, it seemed like there was no way to save her. The thought of dying after being humiliated made her wish she could die immediately. However, what she imagined to be a storm of violence never came. Instead, Chen Tian took out a silver needle from his hand, flicked his finger, and the needle shot directly into Liu Qinglan's Shanzhong acupuncture point. Another silver needle followed quickly. Chen Tian swiftly used 7 needles in succession, then pressed one hand on her chest. The next moment, all 7 needles began to vibrate slightly, emitting a faint, shimmering glow. "All done, you can put your clothes back on," Chen Tian said after a few minutes, as he stored the needles away. Liu Qinglan, who had been waiting for death with her eyes closed, was suddenly awakened by his words. She realized her heart no longer hurt. In fact, there wasn't even the slightest discomfort. Liu Qinglan was shocked. No one understood how serious her heart condition was better than her. Even the top doctor in Jiangju had only managed to extend her life, warning her that if it flared up again, it would be fatal. Now, Chen Tian had only applied a few needles, pressed her chest for a while, and cured her. His medical skills were incredible. "Woman, I just saved your life again. How are you going to repay me?" Chen Tian asked with a smile. "I already gave you money earlier." "Consider it payment for the treatment," Liu Qinglan said. "I remember you said that was my hard-earned money for last night," Chen Tian replied. Liu Qinglan was furious, picking up her phone and saying, "I'll transfer the money to you. How much do you want? Just name a number. Transferring money won't work. What if you accuse me of blackmail later? Cash is more straightforward." "Send someone to bring it over," Chen Tian said. "No way." Liu Qinglan refused without hesitation. She couldn't let anyone know that she had spent the night with a stranger. Then there's only one way left. Chen Tian looked at her with a strange smile. "What way?" Liu Qinglan asked, her anger rising. "Earlier, I served you. Now it's your turn to serve me. Just make sure I'm happy," Chen Tian said with a wicked grin. "You?" Liu Qinglan pointed at him, trembling with rage. In the end, she lowered her hand, closed her eyes, and resigned herself to let him do as he wished. Chen Tian saw her submit like that and felt a strong urge to take advantage of the situation, but he managed to hold back. "Woman, I think you misunderstood. I'm asking you to serve me, not the other way around." Liu Qinglan was livid. "If you're going to do it, do it. If not, forget it." Liu Qinglan, enraged, was still the daughter of the Liu family, Jiangju's wealthiest family. Losing her purity had already been painful enough. There was no way she would willingly serve him. "You're so aggressive, I've lost all interest." "Fine, I'll go find my fiancé," Chen Tian yawned lazily. "A thug like you has a fiancé? Which woman has gone blind to be with you?" Liu Qinglan scoffed. "You're underestimating me. My fiancé is the eldest daughter of the Li family, Li Wei," Chen Tian said proudly. The Li family is also a well-known family in Jiangju, but do you really think Miss Li would be interested in you?" "You're just bragging," Liu Qinglan sneered. She clearly didn't believe him. Although the Li family wasn't as powerful as the Liu family, they were still a second-tier family in Jiangsu. The eldest daughter of the Li family would only marry into a well-matched family, certainly not a rogue like him. Fine, don't believe me. If you don't have anything else to say, hurry up and leave. If I get in the mood again, you won't be able to leave, Chen Tian said with a meaningful look. Liu Qinglan was startled by his words and quickly ran off. Chen Tian watched her flee in a hurry and found it amusing. He picked up the 10,000 cash and chuckled. As the supreme of the supreme group, worth trillions, with almost godlike medical skills, yet now he was being treated like a duck. It was laughable. Forget it, I won't think about it anymore. My fiancé is waiting for me, Chen Tian said, getting ready to leave. At the same time, outside the hotel, a middle-aged man in a branded suit hung up the phone. He was Wang Qianming, the head of the Supreme Group in Jiangsu. He gestured, and a fleet of over 10 Rolls-Royces pulled up. Wang Qianming stood humbly, with no airs of superiority. As a top figure in Jiangsu, he was now full of humility because he was waiting for someone who was like a god. Liu Qinglan, walking out of the hotel, looked slightly pale but still couldn't hide her beauty. As soon as she stepped outside, she was shocked by the sight before her. Wasn't he that Wang Qianming, the head of Supreme Group in Jiangsu? What was he doing here? Although the Liu family was the #1 family in Jiangsu, they still respected the Supreme Group, as it was the world's #1 conglomerate. What she didn't expect was that Wang Qianming was standing at the hotel entrance, seemingly waiting for someone. But with his status, who could he be waiting for? Could it be a high-ranking official from the Supreme Group? The hotel is being cleared. All unrelated persons must leave immediately, a bodyguard stepped forward and announced. Uncle Wang, are you waiting for someone important? Liu Qinglan asked, walking up to him. Miss Liu, I am indeed waiting for someone, but I can't say who. Please forgive me, Wang Qianming politely refused. Liu Qinglan, understanding, left. She had just lost her virginity, and her heart was heavy. She didn't have the mood to meet any important figures. Just then, Chen Tian walked out of the hotel, wearing cheap clothes and looking very shabby. How did I have to see this damn guy again? Liu Qinglan gritted her teeth in hatred and quickly walked toward the parking lot. At that moment, her phone rang. She picked it up, and it was her mother calling. She quickly answered. Qinglan, where were you last night? You didn't come home. I stayed at my best friend's house for the night, Liu Qinglan lied, not knowing how to explain that she had spent the night with a stranger. Come back quickly, your grandfather is on his deathbed. What? Liu Qinglan was shocked. I'm coming right now. But she didn't wait another few seconds, or she would have witnessed a scene she would never forget. Wang Qianming, leading the way, kneeled on one knee in front of Chen Tian. Greetings, Supreme. Greetings, Supreme. Everyone around them was incredibly respectful. They knew well that this seemingly ordinary man in front of them was a terrifying figure, akin to a god. Everyone, rise. Take me to the Li family, Chen Tian said indifferently. Thank you, Supreme. Please get in the car, Wang Qianming said as he ushered Chen Tian into the middle Rolls-Royce, while he sat in the driver's seat. 6 Rolls-Royces followed closely behind, a spectacular convoy. Everywhere they went, people stopped to watch, filled with awe. All right, park here. When they neared the Li family's residence, Chen Tian got out of the car early. Although there was an engagement, he still wanted to learn more about the woman. At least he needed to know what kind of person she was. It was better to go alone. Chapter 3, Breaking the Engagement. Meanwhile, at the Li family's villa, an engagement banquet was being held. The hall was filled with guests. The Li family was hosting the event, and the attendees were all prominent figures in Jiangsu, rich and powerful people. At that moment, Chen Tian arrived. When the Li family patriarch, Li Liqin, learned of his arrival, he personally went out to greet him. Mr. Chen, my apologies for not welcoming you sooner. How is the old gentleman doing? Li Liqin asked, showing genuine concern. This was the issue Li Liqin cared about the most. 15 years ago, he had been gravely ill, with countless doctors unable to do anything. It seemed that death was imminent, but an old man intervened and saved him. To express his gratitude, Li Liqin had arranged a marriage contract, pledging his only daughter to the old man's disciple Chen Tian. My master has passed away, Chen Tian said with a somber tone. What? Passed away? Li Liqin's face filled with sorrow. That's such a pity, Li Liqin said, shaking his head. He then looked at Chen Tian and asked, how much of his skill did you inherit? To my shame, my master was a genius, and I've only learned a small part, Chen Tian responded humbly. In truth, he had mastered at least 90% of his master's skills, and in some areas, he had even surpassed his teacher. Just a small part. Li Liqin's face darkened immediately, his expression turning from friendly to severe. He had valued Chen Tian's master, and if Chen Tian had inherited his teachings, that would have been fine. But if he had only learned a little, what good was that? I'm here to fulfill the marriage contract, Chen Tian said, pulling out the marriage certificate. Who is this fool, thinking he can marry the Li family's daughter with just a broken marriage contract? He is like a toad dreaming of eating swan meat. Yeah, he has probably never even seen a mirror look at what he is wearing. He is delusional if he thinks he can marry Li family's eldest daughter. You filthy beggar, get out of here. The crowd started to jeer, mocking Chen Tian. He was dressed simply, looking like someone from the mountains, while the Li family was a prestigious family, and Li Wei, their daughter, was beautiful and intelligent. The disparity between them was so vast that it seemed impossible. Today was Li Wei's engagement day, and everyone had come to celebrate. However, Chen Tian appeared with a marriage certificate, attempting to ruin the celebration, and this made many of the guests uncomfortable. Li family members were particularly embarrassed, and Li Liqin's face darkened even further. He had not forgotten that his daughter had a marriage contract, but over the years, he had received no word from the old man. He thought the marriage contract was either forgotten or abandoned. Therefore, he had arranged for his daughter to marry someone else. Chen Tian's sudden arrival startled him, but after hearing that the old man had passed away, he felt reassured about his decision. Although you had a marriage contract, there has been no news for so many years. I thought both sides had given up, so this engagement is hereby annulled, Li Liqin said coldly. Chen Tian smiled, the smile laced with sarcasm. 15 years ago, your life hung by a thread. If it weren't for my master, you would have been dead by now. And now, you want to break the engagement. Has your conscience been eaten by dogs? You're being disrespectful. Li Liqin shouted angrily. Kid, for your master's sake, I won't hold this against you today. But if you come again, don't blame me for being ruthless. I would never marry a filthy beggar like you. Get lost, you're ruining my eyes just by standing here. A sharp, disdainful voice rang out as a woman walked over. The woman was tall, with a fine figure and decent looks, but compared to Liu Qinglan, she paled in comparison. It was Li Wei. Beside Li Wei was a young man, who immediately pulled her into his arms. Kid, let me introduce myself. I'm Zhao Liang, the eldest son of the Zhao family and the sole heir of Zhao Group. You, a country bumpkin, are trying to steal my woman? You're simply delusional. Get lost, or I'll break your legs. Li Wei snapped, her face full of disgust. Li Wei was the only heir of the Li family, a lady of wealth and status. She would never marry a beggar. Zhao Liang was her true match, the heir of a first-class family. Looking at the ugly faces of the crowd, Chen Tian's smile was full of sarcasm. Li Liqin, before my master passed away, he entrusted me with extending your life for 10 more years. But now, it seems unnecessary. I'm in good health, why would I need you to extend my life? Li Liqin snorted coldly. You beggar, don't you have any shame? Get out of here, or I'll have someone break your legs and throw you out. Li Wei ordered coldly. Today was her engagement day, and she would not allow anyone to ruin it. Several bodyguards immediately rushed up, preparing to strike. Enough. Li Liqin stopped the bodyguards, unwilling to escalate the situation on such an important day. He threw a check for 1 million yuan onto the ground in front of Chen Tian. This is 1 million, as compensation for you. Take the money and leave. Don't you dare look at the check, just take it and get out. Li Wei sneered in disdain. Chen Tian didn't even look at the check. He stared at Li Liqin and said, your 15 years of life are worth only 1 million. It seems your life isn't worth much. Hearing this, Li Liqin immediately became enraged. Kid, don't get too arrogant. With your appearance, you'd be lucky to get a job at a factory tightening screws. You'll never make this much in your lifetime. If you don't leave now, you won't get a single penny. Li Wei stepped forward, grabbed the marriage certificate from Chen Tian's hands, and tore it to pieces. Chen Tian didn't stop her. He just coldly smiled and said, "I hope you won't regret your decision today. And your entire Zhao family, someday, you might find yourselves kneeling before me, begging. Kneel before you? Have you lost your mind? The Li family is a prestigious family, and we're about to form an alliance with the Zhao family. You, a country bumpkin, aren't even qualified to look up to us. Will a giant beg an ant? Har har har." The crowd burst into laughter, looking at Chen Tian as though he were a fool. Just then, a voice echoed from outside. "Miss Liu Qinglan has arrived." The crowd immediately went quiet. The name Liu Qinglan brought to mind a prestigious family, the Liu family, the most powerful family in Jiangsu. Everyone looked up, eager to catch a glimpse. They saw a woman in a white embroidered hanfu walking toward them. She was stunning, her figure graceful, her beauty flawless, as if she had stepped out of a painting. Her beauty took everyone's breath away. Li Wei, who always considered herself beautiful, suddenly felt inferior. Not just Li Wei, but all the women in the room, whether they were daughters of wealthy families or mistresses, felt an undeniable sense of awe and jealousy. She is so beautiful, like a fairy descending from the heavens. I've heard rumors about Liu Qinglan's beauty, but seeing her in person, it's even more breathtaking. She truly deserves the title of Jiangsu's most beautiful woman. The men in the room were captivated, their eyes burning with desire. Even Zhao Liang, who had been so proud of himself, now looked at Liu Qinglan with a greedy expression, suddenly thinking that Li Wei was no longer appealing. Why is Miss Liu here? Could she be here to attend Li Wei's engagement banquet? Miss Liu represents Jiangsu's #1 family. If she is really here for the engagement banquet, then the Li family must have great influence. It's probably because of the Zhao family. Although the Zhao family isn't as powerful as the Liu family, they are still a top-tier family. The crowd murmured excitedly, their gazes full of admiration. Li Liqin and the others quickly went up to greet her. "Miss Liu, your arrival has truly brought great honor to our Li family. Please forgive our poor reception." Everyone in the room eagerly moved forward, hoping to make an impression on Liu Qinglan. Even a small connection with her could bring unimaginable benefits. "Move out of my way, you filthy beggar." Li Wei glared at Chen Tian with disdain, then quickly walked around him toward Liu Qinglan. "Why her?" Chen Tian was stunned. He hadn't expected the woman who had shared his bed the night before to be the eldest daughter of Jiangsu's most powerful family. Chapter 4, You Still Owe Me One Service. In response to the warm welcome from the crowd, Liu Qinglan merely nodded politely, her eyes scanning the crowd as she searched for someone. However, Chen Tian had been pushed to the back by the crowd, and after looking around, she couldn't find him. Liu Qinglan had no choice but to turn to Li Liqin and ask, "Mr. Li, where is your new son-in-law?" Upon hearing this, everyone immediately displayed expressions of understanding. Seems like Miss Liu is really here for young Master Zhao. The Zhao family sure has a lot of influence. Of course, the Zhao family is a top-tier family. It's only natural for Miss Liu to show them respect. As the crowd discussed, Zhao Liang was ecstatic and quickly stepped forward, extending his hand with enthusiasm. "Miss Liu, hello, I'm Zhao Liang." Liu Qinglan had always kept a low profile. Despite having many suitors, no man had ever been able to get close to her. Zhao Liang was extremely excited at that moment because he was about to grab Liu Qinglan's hand, and that alone would be something he could brag about for a long time. And if he could win her favor, it would be even more extraordinary. The men of Jiangsu would envy him, and Li Wei could forget about him. However, when Liu Qinglan saw Zhao Liang, her brows furrowed slightly. But the next second, she spotted Chen Tian, who was preparing to leave, and hurriedly ran over to him. "Don't go." The crowd was stunned, and their faces were filled with shock and disbelief. How could this be? Liu Qinglan was the eldest daughter of the Liu family, renowned for her beauty, and she was a true phoenix. Meanwhile, Chen Tian was just a poor, lowly man. The difference between them was like that of heaven and earth. How could they possibly have any connection? Li family's members froze, their smiles vanishing. They had thought Liu Qinglan had come for them, or at least for Zhao Liang, but now it was clear that wasn't the case. Instead, she was heading toward the stinky beggar in their eyes. The most awkward person was Zhao Liang, whose outstretched hand froze in place. His excitement turned into shock and then anger. Chen Tian, who had been about to leave, stopped in his tracks when he saw Liu Qinglan running toward him. He instinctively thought Liu Qinglan was coming to settle scores with him. If she were to accuse him, it would be a huge problem. Though he was innocent, it would still be troublesome. "You're here," Liu Qinglan said, grabbing Chen Tian's hand and pulling him outside. This was the first time Liu Qinglan had ever taken the initiative to hold a man's hand, and it felt so natural. She didn't feel any resistance in her heart. Perhaps this was because of the night they had spent together, or perhaps it was due to her urgency. "Miss Liu, are you mistaken?" Li Liqin walked over, blocking their path. "What do you mean?" Liu Qinglan asked, puzzled. "Miss Liu, this man is just a poor country bumpkin who just came out of the mountains. How could you know him? You must be mistaken." "I understand," Li Liqin continued. "You're looking for my son-in-law, young Master Zhao, aren't you? Yes, the one you need." He pulled Zhao Liang in front of Liu Qinglan. "No, I'm not mistaken. The person I'm looking for is him." "Please move aside," Liu Qinglan said impatiently. "But he's just a country bumpkin. What could you possibly want with him?" Li Liqin asked, confused. "This is a personal matter. Does it concern you?" Liu Qinglan snapped, not wanting to waste time with them. She pulled Chen Tian and walked around them. The members of the Li family and Zhao Liang were furious. They had been flattering Liu Qinglan, but now she was ignoring them entirely, choosing instead to leave with a stinky beggar. Zhao Liang's eyes flashed with a cold light. However, his anger wasn't directed at Liu Qinglan but at Chen Tian. He believed that Chen Tian was the reason he had lost face. Just as they reached the door, Chen Tian stopped and turned to Li Liqin, saying, "Let me give you some advice. Hurry up and buy a good cemetery plot. You don't have much time left. You dare curse my father-in-law? I'll kill you." Zhao Liang shouted, raising his hand to slap Chen Tian across the face. A cold glint flashed in Chen Tian's eyes. Just as he was about to strike back, Liu Qinglan suddenly slapped Zhao Liang across the face. "Miss Liu, why did you hit me?" Zhao Liang covered his face, fuming with anger, though he dared not retaliate. "If you dare insult Mr. Chen again, believe me, I will bankrupt your Zhao family," Liu Qinglan said coldly. The Li family and Zhao Liang looked on in rage as Liu Qinglan grabbed Chen Tian's hand and left. But Liu Qinglan was not someone they could easily provoke. "Miss Liu, where are you taking me?" After leaving the Li family, Chen Tian asked, curious. "I'm taking you to save someone," Liu Qinglan said as she opened the car door and pushed him into the passenger seat. "Who are we saving?" "My grandfather. He is critically ill, and his life is hanging by a thread. Only you can save him now," Liu Qinglan said urgently, speeding toward the hospital. "If he's sick, shouldn't we see a doctor?" "Why are you looking for me?" Chen Tian asked. "If doctors could save him, I wouldn't have come to you," Liu Qinglan replied. "Why do you think I can save your grandfather?" Chen Tian was confused. "This morning, I had a heart attack, and you cured me in just a few minutes. That's why I'm asking for your help," Liu Qinglan explained. "Well, I can save your grandfather, but first, you need to pay off what you owe me," Chen Tian said. "I have money in my bag, I'll give it to you," Liu Qinglan said. "What is this?" Chen Tian looked at what she handed him. It was a sanitary pad, which made him laugh. "This looks like a diaper. You're an adult, and you're still using these. Do you have some difficulties?" Chen Tian asked with a serious face. "You have difficulties?" Liu Qinglan gritted her teeth in anger. If it weren't for driving, she would have wanted to strangle him right there. Chen Tian stopped teasing her, opened her bag, and found 2 stacks of fresh banknotes, likely just withdrawn from the bank. "Forget it. I don't want money right now," he said, putting the money back in the bag. "What do you want then?" Liu Qinglan asked. "I want you to serve me once," Chen Tian said with a sly grin. Before he could even finish speaking, Liu Qinglan slammed on the brakes. The tires screeched loudly, and the car came to a sudden halt, releasing a sharp rubber smell. If they hadn't been wearing seat belts, they would have been thrown out of the car. Liu Qinglan turned around and glared at Chen Tian with eyes filled with fury, as though she wanted to devour him whole. "Don't be mad. I was just joking. I don't like jokes like that." Liu Qinglan shot him a death glare before she continued driving. At the same time, in the VIP ward of a private hospital, a group of people surrounded an elderly man's bed, including the hospital director Li Guizhi and Jiangzhou's top doctor, Zhang Baikao. Zhang Baikao was focused on performing acupuncture on the elderly man. The old man was frail, pale, and had weak breathing, looking like he could pass away at any moment. As Zhang Baikao pulled the last needle out, a middle-aged man hurriedly asked, "Dr. Zhang, how is my father?" Zhang Baikao shook his head grimly and said, "Mr. Liu's condition is beyond help. In my professional opinion, he probably won't survive the night." What? The Liu family was stunned. "Dr. Zhang, please think of another way," Liu Qinglan pleaded. "Yes, Dr. Zhang, if you can save my father, I will agree to any condition," Liu Qinglan added, following closely. "If there was any hope, I would try to save him, but Liu Lao has no hope left." "You should start preparing for the funeral," Zhang Baikao said with a heavy heart. "How can you talk about preparations for the funeral when he's still alive? Is this what a doctor should say?" With an angry voice, Liu Qinglan entered with Chen Tian in tow. Zhang Baikao's expression darkened as he looked at Chen Tian. "Did you say that?" "Yes." "Did I say something wrong?" Chen Tian countered. "I'm certain that Liu Lao cannot be saved, so I told them to prepare for the worst." Zhang Baikao retorted angrily. "You say he is beyond help. You're just a quack," Chen Tian sneered. "What? How dare you call me a quack?" Zhang Baikao's face turned beet red with fury. He was the top doctor in Jiangzhou, and it was the first time someone had questioned his medical skills. "Who are you, brat, to speak to Dr. Zhang like that?" Liu Qinglan scowled, glaring at Chen Tian, while the others looked just as furious. Though Zhang Baikao had failed to save the elder this time, he had extended his life for many years in the past. The Liu family respected and revered him, and they couldn't tolerate anyone slandering him. Chapter 5, He is really amazing. "Dad, uncle, this is the divine doctor I invited," Liu Qinglan explained. "Divine doctor? Just him?" When the crowd heard Liu Qinglan claim that Chen Tian was a divine doctor, their eyes were filled with mockery. Whether in Chinese medicine or Western medicine, great medical skills require years of accumulation. And Chen Tian was only in his 20s. How capable could he be? "Qinglan, where did you find this scammer?" Liu Qinglan asked. "Uncle, he's not a scammer. He really is a divine doctor. He cured my heart disease before," Liu Qinglan said. Although Liu Qinglan resented Chen Tian for taking away her innocence, she separated personal matters from facts. Earlier this morning, when she had a heart attack and was hanging on by a thread, Chen Tian had treated her with a few acupuncture needles, and she had recovered. Even Zhang Baikao couldn't do that, so it wasn't wrong to call Chen Tian a divine doctor. "You're sure you can cure my father?" Liu Qinglan asked skeptically. "I haven't diagnosed the patient yet, so I can't guarantee 100% cure, but one thing I can be sure of is that if even I can't cure him, then no one else in this world can," Chen Tian said calmly, his words filled with immense confidence. "You're so arrogant. Even Dr. Zhang Baikao wouldn't dare make such a boast," Liu Qinglan snorted. "He doesn't dare because his skills aren't good enough. Otherwise, you wouldn't be preparing for the funeral," Chen Tian replied indifferently. "You brat, you really don't know your place," Zhang Baikao said angrily. "I've lived more than half my life. I've been practicing medicine since I was 13, and it's the first time someone has said my medical skills aren't good enough. That's because you've never met a real divine doctor. And I just happen to be one," Chen Tian said with a smile. "Who is this little kid with such big words?" A mocking voice rang out as two men walked into the room. One was an elderly man in a tang suit with a goat's beard. The other was a young man, about 25 or 26, handsome, wearing a high-end suit and gold-rimmed glasses, looking cultured and refined. "Young Master Shu, you're here. Who is this?" Liu Qinglan asked, pointing at the elderly man. Shu Xiaohua smiled and introduced, "Uncle Liu, I heard that Grandpa Liu is critically ill, so I specially invited Divine Dr. Dugu." "Divine Dr. Dugu?" Zhang Baikao hurriedly walked up to the elderly man and asked, "Could it be that you are the legendary Divine Dr. Dugu, who is said to be able to snatch life from the hands of the King of Hell with your 9 needles?" "Yes, I am the one and only Dugu 9 needles," the elderly man said proudly, standing tall with his hands behind his back. Originally, he wasn't called Dugu 9 needles, but because he always used 9 silver needles for acupuncture, he was able to save people on the brink of death. Over time, people began to call him Dugu Nine Needles. Divine Dr. Dugu, I've heard of you for a long time, Zhang Baikao said, visibly excited. Dr. Zhang, does Divine Dr. Dugu have even more amazing medical skills than you? Liu Haishan asked curiously. Zhang Baikao nodded vigorously. Although I call myself a divine doctor, it's only in Jiangsu. But Divine Dr. Dugu is renowned across the entire country, and even in the world, he is one of the top doctors. Liu Haishan was immediately excited upon hearing how amazing Dugu Nine Needles was. Divine Dr. Dugu, please save my father. As long as you can cure him, you can name any fee you want. Dugu Nine Needles said haughtily, I'm not here for money. If it weren't for young Master Shu's invitation, I wouldn't have come no matter how much money you offered. Young Master Shu, thank you so much. Liu Haishan and Liu Hailin hurriedly thanked Shu Xiaohua. You're too kind, Uncle Liu. This is just what I should do, Shu Xiaohua said, then turned to Dugu Nine Needles and said, Divine Dr. Dugu, please begin the treatment now. Not so fast. Dugu Nine Needles looked at Chen Tian. Kid, from what I heard earlier, you think your medical skills are the best in the world. That's right, Chen Tian replied seriously. He wasn't being arrogant in terms of medical skills, even if his master were still alive, he might not be as good as Chen Tian. Before Dugu Nine Needles could respond, Zhang Baikao couldn't hold back anymore. Kid, it was one thing to show off in front of me, but now you're bragging in front of Divine Dr. Dugu. You really don't know your place. Uncle Liu, who is this fool? Shu Xiaohua looked at Liu Haishan and asked. He the one Qinglan invited to treat Grandpa, Liu Haishan explained. Shu Xiaohua looked at Liu Qinglan and said, Qinglan, you've been fooled. This guy is clearly a quack. No, his medical skills are really amazing, Liu Qinglan explained. How amazing? Is he better than Divine Dr. Dugu? Shu Xiaohua asked. This. Liu Qinglan fell silent. While Dugu Nine Needles was a divine doctor renowned across the country, Chen Tian's skills were impressive too. But to say he was better than Dugu Nine Needles, she found it hard to believe, since Chen Tian was still so young. Shu Xiaohua laughed and said, Qinglan, with Divine Dr. Dugu here, Grandpa Liu will definitely be fine. Hurry up and get this scammer out of here. Liu Qinglan was in a difficult position. After all, Chen Tian was the one she had invited. Kicking him out like this felt unreasonable. If you're going to believe in this arrogant quack, I'll leave immediately. Dugu Nine Needles turned to leave. Liu Haishan quickly stopped him and smiled ingratiatingly. Divine Dr. Dugu, please don't be angry. I'll get rid of this scammer immediately. Kid, did you hear that? Either leave on your own, or I'll have someone throw you out. Liu Haishan glared at Chen Tian coldly. Chen Tian's eyes flashed with cold light. If it weren't for Liu Qinglan, he would have slapped him across the face already. Liu Qinglan felt awkward. Mr. Chen, I'm really sorry. Why don't you just leave for now? You're the ones kicking me out, don't come begging me later. Chen Tian snorted coldly and turned to leave. He had come because of Liu Qinglan, but this family was too despicable. He wasn't angry that they didn't believe in his medical skills, but kicking him out like this was too much. Mr. Chen, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect this to happen. Let me take you wherever you want to go, Liu Qinglan said, feeling guilty as she chased after him. No need, Chen Tian said as he took a few steps and then turned back. He handed her a porcelain bottle. Since you helped me before, there's a pill inside. As long as the person isn't dead, if they take it, it will extend their life by 3 days. Chen Tian handed her the bottle and left, feeling that he had done everything he could. Liu Qinglan returned to the hospital room, holding the bottle. Qinglan, what is that you're holding? Shu Xiaohua asked curiously. This is a medicine Mr. Chen gave me. He said that if there's still a breath left, taking it will extend life for 3 days, Liu Qinglan explained. Qinglan, you're too naive. How can you trust a street doctor's words? Shu Xiaohua said. Dugu Nine Needles sneered, young Master Shu is right. Who would dare to take the medicine from a quack? A good person could end up harmed. 3 days of life extension. Does he think he is a fairy? Didn't you hear what Divine Dr. Dugu said? Throw it away now. Liu Haishan ordered. Liu Qinglan hesitated. Although she resented Chen Tian for taking away her innocence, she didn't believe he was a scammer. After all, he had cured her heart disease with ease. Trash should be thrown in the trash bin. Liu Haishan grabbed the bottle from Liu Qinglan's hand and threw it in the trash. Only then was Dugu Nine Needles satisfied, and he began to check Liu Yefeng's pulse. Zhang Baikao stood by, eagerly watching, hoping to learn from his idol. After a while, Dugu Nine Needles revealed a knowing expression. Divine Dr. Dugu, what is the diagnosis? Liu Haishan asked eagerly after Dugu Nine Needles finished checking the pulse. Old Master is poisoned, Dugu Nine Needles said. Poisoned? Liu Haishan was stunned. He had always thought Old Master had a disease, especially since they had done multiple checkups in the hospital. Yes, poisoned. It's a very rare poison, and it's difficult for ordinary people to detect it, Dugu Nine Needles confirmed. Divine Dr. Dugu, can it be cured? Liu Qinglan asked with hope. Of course. There is no disease in this world that I can't cure, no poison that I can't, Dugu Nine Needles said arrogantly. Divine Dr. Dugu, please, it's all up to you, Liu Qinglan said excitedly. Dugu Nine Needles immediately opened a box and took out silver needles to perform acupuncture on Liu Yefeng. Liu Qinglan clenched her fists tightly, looking very anxious. Xu Xiaohua quickly comforted her. Qinglan, you have to believe in Divine Dr. Dugu. Grandpa Liu will definitely be fine. Young Master Xu, thank you so much this time. Qinglan, you should really thank young Master Xu properly, Liu Haishan said meaningfully. Chapter 6, Such a quick slap in the face. Liu Qinglan naturally understood what her father meant. Her father wanted her to date Xu Xiaohua, and even her mother meant it. She had to admit that Xu Xiaohua was indeed excellent. He was the eldest son of the Xu family, handsome, gentle, and met the mate selection criteria of 99% of women. But for some reason, she didn't feel that kind of heartbeat for Xu Xiaohua. After Dugu Zhuzhen finished acupuncture, Liu Yefeng woke up not long after, which made everyone in the Liu family very excited. That afternoon, Liu Yefeng ordered a table of wine and food at the hotel to entertain Dugu Zhuzhen and Xu Xiaohua, and gave Dugu Zhuzhen a big red envelope as a consultation fee. Qinglan, go out with me. After dinner, Xu Xiaohua invited Liu Qinglan. Qinglan, why are you still standing there? Hurry up and agree. Liu Qinglan's mother Luo Hui hurriedly pushed her and asked her to agree. Liu Qinglan could only nod and agree. After all, Xu Xiaohua had just helped them a lot. Just when the two were about to go out, they suddenly received a call from the hospital, saying that the old man had vomited blood. The group hurried back to the hospital. At this time, Liu Yefeng was already unconscious, with blood all over the corners of his mouth and the quilt, which meant that he had vomited at least a few times. The whole family was terrified. Dugu Divine Doctor, please take a quick look at what's going on. Liu Haishan urged anxiously. Why are you so anxious? I'm here, what are you afraid of? Dugu Zhuzhen was full of disdain, and he didn't realize the seriousness of the matter until this time. But when he took Liu Yefeng's pulse again, his face changed drastically, because the situation was out of his control. It shouldn't be. How could this happen? Dugu Zhuzhen felt it for a long time, and finally shook his head helplessly. Dr. Dugu, what do you mean by shaking your head? Liu Haishan asked nervously, already having a bad feeling in his heart. The old man has been poisoned and there is no way to save him. Please accept my condolences. What? Didn't you swear that you could cure him before? Why can't you do it now? Liu Haishan asked angrily. Dugu Zhuzhen frowned and said unhappily, I did save the old man before, but the old man was too poisoned. It's good enough that I can keep him alive for 2 more hours. You? Liu Haishan raised his fist, wishing he could beat him up. By the way, Dad, Mr. Chen gave me a pill before, maybe it will work. Liu Qinglan said and ran to the trash can. However, the trash in the trash can had been dumped out. No, it's been dumped out. Let's go outside and look for it quickly. Liu Qinglan said and prepared to run out. Qinglan, don't look for it. Even Dr. Dugu can't help. How can a liar's medicine be useful? Xu Xiaohua stopped her and persuaded her. No, Mr. Chen cured my heart disease before. Maybe his medicine is really useful. You can help me find it. Look for it. Try it. Liu Haishan sighed. In fact, he had no hope. Several people asked the cleaning staff and ran to the big trash can outside to look for it. However, only Liu Qinglan was looking for it seriously. Liu Hailin and his son Liu Wenyuan didn't believe it at all. Liu Haishan just looked for it from time to time. Xu Xiaohua was also looking for it, but he was disgusted. If it wasn't for Liu Qinglan's favor, he wouldn't do it even if he was given 10 million. It was too cheap. I found it. Liu Qinglan was very excited after getting the bottle and hurried back to the ward. Qinglan, let Dr. Dugu take a look first. What if it's poison? Xu Xiaohua persuaded. It's too late. Liu Yifeng's spontaneous breathing had stopped, and he was completely supported by the ventilator. So Liu Qinglan didn't care about it anymore and stuffed the medicine into Grandpa's mouth. In fact, she didn't have much hope, but she just tried her best and prayed for a glimmer of hope. A few minutes later, Liu Yifeng's condition didn't change at all. I've said it before, you can't trust the words of charlatans. The medicine is useless after taking it, and it makes you stink. Xu Xiaohua said. However, in the next second, Liu Yifeng suddenly resumed his spontaneous breathing, and all his body indicators quickly returned to normal, and he slowly opened his eyes. Grandpa, you finally woke up. Liu Qinglan grabbed Liu Yifeng's hand and cried with joy. Dugu Zhujian opened his eyes wide at once, his eyes full of shock and disbelief. Liu Haishan was also shocked. I didn't expect that boy's medicine is really useful. It seems that he is really capable of saving the old man. Qinglan, go find him quickly. I don't know where he is. Liu Qinglan cried anxiously. His medicine can last for 3 days. I will immediately mobilize all my strength to find him, even if I have to search the entire Jiangju. Liu Haishan immediately sent people to find him and asked them to retrieve the surveillance. In the Supreme Office of the Supreme Group, Chen Tian lay lazily on the sofa, and a woman with a perfect figure and appearance was feeding him grapes next to him. The woman's name is Jiang Yuro, and she is the secretary arranged by Wang Qianming for him. Chen Tian basically does not interfere in the company's affairs, so Jiang Yuro's daily tasks are to serve him tea and water or massage his shoulders and back. Chen Tian enjoys this kind of life. Just then Wang Qianming knocked on the door and came in. Mr. Chen, as you expected, the Liu family is sending people to look for you everywhere. A playful smile appeared on Chen Tian's lips. All this was within his expectations. He originally didn't want to care, but when he thought of Liu Qinglan, he changed his mind. However, the Liu family asked him to get out, which naturally made them anxious for 2 or 3 days. Seeing that the 3-day deadline was coming, they still couldn't find Chen Tian. Everyone in the Liu family was desperate. Liu Haishan regretted it very much. He drove Chen Tian away. If anything happened to the old man, he would feel guilty for the rest of his life. Liu Qinglan was also anxious and cried. At this time, a nurse came in. Miss Liu, someone outside asked me to give you this note. Liu Qinglan opened the note and saw that there was only one number on it, 316. Dad, I'm going out for a while. Liu Qinglan ran out in a panic after saying that. Others might not know what it meant, but she understood. That was their hotel room number where she and Chen Tian spent the night together. Liu Qinglan came to the door of room 316 as fast as she could and rang the doorbell. The door opened quickly and it was Chen Tian who opened it. Mr. Chen, the 3 days are almost up. Please save my grandfather. Liu Qinglan grabbed Chen Tian's hand with pleading eyes. Chen Tian shook her hand off and returned to the room. I gave you a chance, but you didn't take it well. You can't blame me. Liu Qinglan threw her bag on the table and began to take off her clothes. Miss Liu, what do you mean? You asked me to come here because you wanted me. I'll give it to you. As long as you can save my grandfather, I'll do anything for you. Liu Qinglan unbuttoned her clothes while crying. She felt sad for herself, but she had no choice. Okay, stop. Chen Tian stopped her and said with a smile, there is only 1 hour left before the 3-day deadline. This time is not enough. Let's owe it first. Liu Qinglan hurriedly put on his clothes and took Chen Tian to the hospital ward as quickly as possible. Mr. Chen, you are here. Liu Haishan was a little embarrassed when he saw Chen Tian. Chen Tian stretched his waist. I am here, but I am afraid. What are you afraid of? Liu Haishan asked puzzledly. I am afraid that you will let me go again. Chen Tian teased. Liu Haishan was even more embarrassed. Mr. Chen, I was wrong before, I apologize to you. Xu Xiaohua stared at Chen Tian and said coldly, boy, be sensible and treat Grandpa Liu quickly. After the matter is done, this young master will not be able to do without your benefits. Stupid bee. Chen Tian was full of disdain. What did you say? Xu Xiaohua was furious and said murderously, if you have the guts, say it again. Mr. Xu, please stop making trouble, okay? Just consider it as my beg. Liu Qinglan was anxious and angry. If Xu Xiaohua hadn't brought Dugu Jiuzhen to make trouble, she wouldn't have been forced to find Chen Tian again. Xu Xiaohua was also very angry because Liu Qinglan actually said that he was making trouble, and all this was because of Chen Tian. Chapter 7. This is the last time. Chen Tian came to the bed and sat down, and then took Liu Yefeng's pulse. As the 3-day time was almost up, Liu Yefeng had fallen into a coma again, and the situation was not optimistic. Dugu Jiuzhen and Zhang Baikao were watching from the side, and until now they didn't think Chen Tian could cure Liu Yefeng. After all, they had diagnosed that Liu Yefeng was on the verge of death and there was no way to save him. Being able to live for 3 more days only meant that the special medicine taken that day was powerful, and the special medicine was not necessarily made by Chen Tian. Liu Haishan and Liu Qinglan were both very nervous, especially when Chen Tian frowned, their hearts were in their throats. Liu Yefeng was not only their relative, but also the backbone of their Liu family. If Liu Yefeng had any problems, it would be a heavy blow to their Liu family. How is it? Can my grandfather still be saved? Liu Qinglan asked hurriedly after seeing Chen Tian finish taking his pulse. As long as he still has a breath, I can save him, don't worry. Chen Tian comforted. You kid, just blow hard, even I can't cure it, how can you, a kid who is still wet behind the ears, cure it? Dugu Jiuzhen was full of disdain. Of course it depends on your ability. If you can't, it only means that you are just a name for nothing. Chen Tian refuted without any politeness. What? You dare to say that I am just a name for nothing? Dugu Jiuzhen was so angry that he blew his beard and glared. In the past, everyone who saw him was respectful and said that he was a miracle doctor. But now Chen Tian actually said that he was just a name for nothing. It was really infuriating and hateful. Dugu Jiuzhen was so angry that he laughed. Okay, I'll see how you treat it. If you can cure it, I'll live broadcast and eat shit upside down. Chen Tian sneered, you are really disgusting, but I am looking forward to it. I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you, let's start. Dugu Jiuzhen snorted coldly. Then you open your eyes and watch. Chen Tian took out a box and opened it. There were 9 silver needles of different lengths in it. Chen Tian undressed the patient, picked up one, and then flicked his finger, and the silver needle immediately pierced into the patient's Chihai acupoint. Flying needle acupuncture. Zhang Baikao opened his eyes instantly, his eyes full of shock and disbelief. Dugu Jiuzhen was also shocked and unbelievable, and his astonished expression was as if he had seen an alien. Dr. Zhang, is this silver needle acupuncture very powerful? Liu Qinglan asked curiously when he saw Zhang Baikao so shocked. Zhang Baikao stared at Chen Tian's acupuncture. It's more than powerful, this is the most brilliant technique in acupuncture, even I don't know it. Practice makes perfect, what's the use of the technique, it's flashy and useless. Xu Xiaohua was full of disdain. No. Zhang Baikao shook his head, this is not a matter of practice makes perfect, flying needle acupuncture requires the use of qi to control the needle, anyone who masters this technique must have excellent medical skills, I was short-sighted before. In the time it took for a few people to say a few words, Chen Tian successively inserted 6 silver needles into the patient, and then stretched out a hand to press on the patient. Then everyone saw an incredible scene. The 6 silver needles on the patient's body all shook slightly and turned black at a speed visible to the naked eye. Liu Qinglan was shocked. At this time, she understood that Chen Tian took off her clothes this morning not to take advantage of her, but for treatment. About a minute later, the patient slowly opened his eyes. Dad, you're awake. Grandpa. Several people from the Liu family hurriedly surrounded him, and Liu Qinglan was so excited that tears filled her eyes. Dugu, the divine doctor, thank you for pulling me back from the gates of hell. Liu Yefeng looked at Dugu Jiuzhen and burst into tears. Dugu Jiuzhen was immediately ashamed and wanted to find a crack in the ground to crawl into. It was this little brother who saved you. Zhang Baikao explained. Him. Liu Yefeng looked at Chen Tian and then shook his head, Dr. Zhang, don't joke around. He is so young, How could he have saved me? To be honest, I used to think I was a miracle doctor, but I didn't know the world until I saw this little brother's medical skills. Zhang Baikao bowed to Chen Tian. Little brother, I was blind just now, please forgive me. No problem. Chen Tian said he didn't care. Little brother, did you really save me? Liu Yifeng looked at Chen Tian and still didn't quite believe it, mainly because Chen Tian was too young, at most 25 or 26 years old. Grandpa, it was really Mr. Chen who saved you. Liu Qinglan said. Liu Yifeng sat up from the bed. Thank you, Mr. Chen, for saving my life. At this time, Liu Haishan took out a bank card and handed it to Chen Tian. Thank you for saving my father. There are 10 million in this card. Please accept it. Chen Tian did not refuse and put the bank card in his pocket. Mr. Chen, are you married? Liu Yifeng asked suddenly. Not yet. Chen Tian shook his head. Do you have someone you like? Liu Yifeng asked again. No. Chen Tian shook his head again. Liu Yifeng looked ecstatic. Then what do you think of my granddaughter? Chen Tian looked at Liu Qinglan and said, Miss Liu is naturally beautiful, kind-hearted and excellent. Then are you willing to marry her? Liu Yifeng asked hurriedly. When this was said, everyone was shocked. Of course I am willing, but I'm just afraid that Miss Liu will not agree. Chen Tian looked at Liu Qinglan. Although he had not been in contact with Liu Qinglan for a long time, he did like this woman. As for the reason, he had to admit that he was too superficial. He just liked beautiful women. Liu Qinglan was too beautiful. She was pleasing to the eyes, comfortable to hold, and very face-saving to take out. Xu Xiaohua immediately became anxious. Grandpa Liu, Qinglan wants to marry me. You can't match her up with me randomly. Yes, Dad. The Xu family and our Liu family are well matched. Young Master Xu is also sincere to Qinglan. If Qinglan marries, she should marry young Master Xu. Liu Haishan said. Qinglan, is this true? Liu Yifeng asked hurriedly. Liu Qinglan shook his head. No, I just regard young Master Xu as a friend. Xu Xiaohua was very angry. As one of the 4 young masters of Jiangju, he didn't know how many women dreamed of crawling into his bed. He had been pursuing Liu Qinglan for more than 2 years, but Liu Qinglan still didn't take him seriously. It was really hateful. Then I'll marry you to Mr. Chen. Are you willing? Liu Yifeng asked with expectation. I don't want to. Liu Qinglan shook her head without hesitation. She had no good feelings towards Chen Tian and even felt a little disgusted. If it wasn't for him to treat her grandfather, she wouldn't even want to see him, let alone marry him. Dad, we are all very grateful that Mr. Chen cured you, but you can't let them get married. This is too hasty. Liu Haishan objected. Uncle Liu is right. I have already given him 10 million. If it's not enough, I can give him another 10 million. Although Xu Xiaohua was rejected by Liu Qinglan, he still didn't give up. As long as Liu Qinglan didn't get married, he still had a chance. Liu Yifeng wanted to say something else, but Chen Tian interrupted him. Grandpa Liu, I appreciate your kindness. Since Miss Liu doesn't want to, forget it. I have something to do, so I'll leave first. Liu Yifeng was disappointed. Qinglan, go and see Mr. Chen off for me. Soon after, Liu Qinglan parked the car next to Chen Tian, and Chen Tian was not polite and sat in the co-pilot seat. Without waiting for Chen Tian to speak, Liu Qinglan stepped on the accelerator, and the car rushed out like an arrow from a string. 10 minutes later, the two returned to the original hotel room. Just like before, she closed the door and began to undress. Miss Liu, are you hot? Chen Tian asked curiously. What do you mean? Liu Qinglan was puzzled. If you are not hot, why do you take off your clothes as soon as you come in? Chen Tian asked curiously. Liu Qinglan's face instantly turned red to her ears, and she said angrily, Why do you ask knowingly? I, Liu Qinglan, keep my word. You saved my grandfather, and I will fulfill my promise now. But this is the last time, I don't want to see you again in the future. Chapter 8. After Liu Qinglan took off her coat, she stopped and looked at Chen Tian, blushing. Can you turn around first? It's not like I haven't seen it before, and you're going to show it to me later. Chen Tian said with a smile while sitting on the bed. Liu Qinglan thought about it and felt that it was true, so she gritted her teeth and took off her skirt, leaving only her underwear. Chen Tian sat on the bed and admired it intently. Although it was not the first time he admired it, he was happy every time he admired it. Liu Qinglan blushed with shame. Although she and Chen Tian had done it once before, she didn't remember anything about that time, so this time was no different from the first time for her. Have a glass of water first. Chen Tian poured a glass of water and handed it to Liu Qinglan, who took it and took a sip. Chen Tian showed a playful smile at the corner of his mouth, then picked her up by the waist and walked to the bed, and gently put her on the bed. Be gentle, it's my first time. Liu Qinglan was very shy, nervous, and even a little scared. However, her fear did not last long. Soon she felt sleepy and fell asleep in a daze. Chen Tian took out a small box and opened it, then took out the silver needles from it for acupuncture. Liu Qinglan's heart disease is very serious. Although she had acupuncture for her last time, it was not completely cured, so she needed another one. After the acupuncture, Chen Tian helped her cover the quilt. Then he took out his mobile phone and called Jiang Yuro, pick me up at the entrance of Jiangdong Hotel. Half an hour later, Chen Tian left the hotel. Jiang Yuro was waiting for him at the door in a Mercedes-Benz. Mr. Chen, where are you going? Jiang Yuro asked after Chen Tian got in the car. Back to the company. Chen Tian has been living in the group office these days. There is a compartment with a bed and daily necessities in it. It is also very comfortable to live there. He did not buy a house. He was alone and there was no point in buying a house. Not long after Chen Tian returned to the company, Zhao Liang drove Li Wei to the parking lot of the Supreme Group. Honey, is the Supreme really in there? Li Wei asked. It's true. The brother of a friend of mine is from the Supreme Group. The Supreme has quietly come to our Jiangju a few days ago. Now no one knows. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us. As long as we can curry favor with the Supreme, our Zhao family can become a truly first-class family, and it is just around the corner to surpass the four major families. Zhao Liang became more and more excited as he spoke, as if he had seen his own glorious scene. Let's go, let's go. Zhao Liang took Li Wei to the door. While walking, Li Wei put on some makeup and unbuttoned another button of her shirt, revealing a large area of snow-white skin. She had her own little abacus in her mind, which was to see if she had a chance to be favored by the Supreme. The Supreme is a godlike figure. Even if you just become his lover, your status will be improved tenfold. Even the young masters and young ladies of the four major families have to be polite to her. Stop. What are you doing? When the two security guards saw Zhao Liang and Li Wei coming, they immediately asked loudly. I am Zhao Liang, the eldest son of the Zhao family. She is my fiancée, Li Wei, the eldest daughter of the Li family. We are here to visit the Supreme. Please let him know. Zhao Liang was very humble. Although in his mind, the security guards are watchdogs, but it depends on whose dog they are. As the saying goes, the seventh-rank official in front of the Prime Minister's door, the security guards of the Supreme Group are high-level watchdogs, so they should be treated differently. You wait here. One of the security guards went in. However, the security guards did not report to Chen Tian. After all, the Supreme was not someone who could see him, so they reported the situation to Jiang Yuro. Let them in. Jiang Yuro was not unfamiliar with Zhao Liang and Li Wei. She knew that Zhao Liang's family was also ranked in Jiangju. As for Li Wei, she also knew that she was the Supreme's previous fiancée. She disliked the Supreme for breaking off the engagement in public and got engaged to Zhao Liang. Soon after, the security guard brought Zhao Liang and Li Wei to Jiang Yuro's office. When Zhao Liang saw Jiang Yuro's slender figure and delicate face, a trace of greed flashed in his eyes. But he didn't dare to show it. Whether Jiang Yuro was the eldest daughter of the Jiang family or the secretary of the Supreme, he couldn't offend her. Hello, Miss Jiang. I am Zhao Liang, the eldest son of the Zhao family. She is my fiancée Li Wei. Zhao Liang and Li Wei both nodded and bowed, with flattering faces. Do you want to see the Supreme? Jiang Yuro asked. Yes, please let Miss Jiang know for me. Zhao Liang smiled flatteringly. The Supreme Master is busy with all kinds of things, how can he care about you? If you have nothing else to do, just leave. Jiang Yuro said impatiently. Miss Jiang, we are going to hold a wedding at Jiangju Hotel in a few days. We want to invite the Supreme Master to attend. Please help, Miss Jiang. Zhao Liang took out a bank card and a rectangular wooden box. There are 50 million in the card, and there is 1,000-year-old ginseng in the box. It's just a small gift, not a respect. Wait here first. Jiang Yuro took the things and found Chen Tian. Mr. Chen, Zhao Liang and Li Wei are going to hold a wedding in a few days and want to invite you to attend. Do you think you should throw them out? Jiang Yuro asked. No, go and tell them that I will attend their wedding. Chen Tian took a look at the 1,000-year-old ginseng. This is a good thing, and it is difficult to buy it even if you have money. Jiang Yuro was very surprised, but she didn't ask much. She went back and told Zhao Liang and Li Wei the news. The two were very excited when they learned that the Supreme agreed to attend their wedding. As long as the Supreme attended their wedding, the status of their Zhao family would be immediately raised to a higher level, and the families and enterprises in Jiangsu would curry favor with them. More than half a month had passed in a flash. That day, Chen Tian was in the office, enjoying Jiang Yuro's massage service, when he suddenly received a strange call. Hello. Is that Mr. Chen? A pleasant voice came from the phone, as beautiful as spring water, refreshing. Are you Liu Qinglan? Chen Tian asked uncertainly. It's me. How did you get my phone number? I remember I didn't give it to you. You have registered it in the hotel you stayed in before. Liu Qinglan explained. You went to the hotel to check my number. Could it be that you missed me? A charming smile appeared at the corner of Chen Tian's mouth. Liu Qinglan on the other side of the phone gnashed her teeth. She was slept with by Chen Tian twice, and each time she was unconscious. Thinking about it made her want to go crazy. My grandfather is inviting you to a banquet tomorrow. Let me let you know. Liu Qinglan said while holding back her anger. If her grandfather hadn't specifically told her to, she wouldn't have contacted Chen Tian. Send the time and place to my phone, and I'll definitely go there on time. Chen Tian hung up the phone after saying that. Not long after, he received a text message from Liu Qinglan, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, Jiangsu Hotel. This is too coincidental. After seeing the time and address, Chen Tian couldn't help but laugh, because Zhao Liang and Li Wei's wedding was also going to be held tomorrow, and the venue was exactly Jiangsu Hotel. Chapter 9. You are the Supreme. Jiangsu Hotel is the largest and most luxurious hotel in Jiangsu, and those who come here to consume are either rich or noble. And today is full of joy. Zhao Liang and Li Wei, wearing a bridal dress, stood at the door of the hotel to receive guests. There were many guests who came to congratulate, including some from first-class families. Over the years, the Zhao family has become increasingly powerful, and has barely become one of the first-class families. However, there is another reason that really attracts these first-class families to come, that is, the Supreme. Zhao Liang had spread the word a few days ago that the Supreme would come to attend his wedding. This is undoubtedly a bombshell. If it is true, then the status of the Zhao family will immediately rise to a higher level, and even the Liu family will have to give face. You cannot give face to the Zhao family, but you must not give face to the Supreme. Zhao Liang has been waiting for the Supreme to appear, but he has been waiting, and he has never waited. Seeing that the guests have almost arrived and the wedding is about to begin, Zhao Liang can only sigh helplessly. Just when Zhao Liang was about to take Li Wei in, a taxi stopped at the door, and a man in casual clothes got out of it. The man put his hands in his pockets and walked over with a steady pace. Smelly beggar, why are you here? Zhao Liang's face immediately darkened when he saw Chen Tian. None of your business. It's just a jumping clown. Chen Tian was too lazy to pay attention to him, and he was ready to go in after saying that. Stop right there. Zhao Liang reached out to stop Chen Tian. Today is the day when Wei Wei and I get married. I have booked the entire hotel. Do you want to come to my wedding to eat and drink for free? Li Wei rolled her eyes and said with disdain, I have never seen such a shameless person like you. You actually came to your ex-fiancé's wedding to eat and drink for free. Do you still have any shame? Zhao Liang threatened directly, smelly beggar, I warn you, your marriage with Wei Wei is over. If you know what's good for you, get out of here immediately. If you dare to make trouble, I will make you pay for it. Are you sure you have booked the entire hotel? Chen Tian sneered. Of course, except for one private room. Zhao Liang was arrogant. He originally planned to book the whole hotel, but one private room was booked by someone, and it was booked by a big shot. That's it. I'm going to that private room, not your wedding. Get out of the way. Chen Tian was a little impatient. You want to go to the private room? Zhao Liang teased, boy, do you know who is in the private room? They are from the Liu family, the first family in Jiangju. They are going to entertain guests today. You are not trying to tell me that you are that guest? Chen Tian nodded, yes, I am the guest they are going to invite. Har har har. Zhao Liang and Li Wei laughed without caring about their image. You are here to make people laugh, right? You are a stinky beggar, and you dare to say that you are a guest of the Liu family. You don't even take a piss and look in the mirror. Zhao Liang was full of disdain. Li Wei pouted and said, you stinky beggar, don't think that you can pretend to be a distinguished guest of the Liu family just because you know Miss Liu. I have asked people about it. You are a charlatan who pretended to be a miracle doctor to deceive Miss Liu. Miss Liu took you to the hospital to treat her grandfather that day. As a result, you met the miracle Dr. Dugu and were exposed on the spot. Then the Liu family asked you to get out. Am I right? Then do you know what happened later? Chen Tian asked. Li Wei sneered and said, needless to say, it must be the miracle Dr. Dugu who cured Mr. Liu. I don't care if you want to be a liar, but if you want to cheat at my wedding, believe it or not, I will find someone to break your dog legs. Chen Tian's eyes flashed with a cold light. I didn't want to argue with you, but if you insist on provoking me, then there is no need to hold your wedding. Get out. Chen Tian said, and pushed Li Wei away and strode in. Stinky beggar, you dare to push me. Li Wei was furious, and hurriedly chased in with Zhao Liang. After Chen Tian came in, he found a place to sit down. Since Zhao Liang and Li Wei wanted to play, he would accompany them to have fun. Isn't this Miss Li's ex-fiancé? Why is he here? What's he thinking of coming to attend his ex-fiancé's wedding? This guy is so shameless. If it were me, I would have found a crack in the ground to crawl into it. He is just a stinky beggar, how can he not be shameless? The guests present mocked him one after another. Most of them had seen Chen Tian, so they knew him. And after Chen Tian left that day, the Li family sent someone to follow him secretly, trying to find out what the relationship between Chen Tian and Liu Qinglan was. As a result, they overheard at the door that Chen Tian was a charlatan, and was exposed by Dr. Dugu on the spot, and then the Liu family asked him to get out. Since it was clear that Chen Tian was just a stinking beggar with no power, everyone naturally mocked him without any scruples. At this time, Zhao Liang and Li Wei chased in. They wanted to get mad, but they thought of so many guests present and were not sure whether the Supreme would come, so they held back. Zhao Liang walked to Chen Tian and patted him on the shoulder. Boy, today is my big day, I won't bother you for trespassing my wedding. You can eat and drink for free, I will prepare a separate portion for you. Come here, prepare a portion of dog food and put it at the door. Some hotels have dog food, and soon someone prepared a portion of dog food and put it at the door. Zhao Liang said with a smile, boy, this is high-grade dog food, you can't eat it on weekdays, hurry over and eat it. Har har har. Everyone laughed, laughing forward and backward, and couldn't close their mouths. Chen Tian was not as angry as everyone imagined, but closed his eyes and tapped the table with his fingers rhythmically. Miss Jiang is here. When Zhao Liang heard that Jiang Yuro was coming, he didn't have time to deal with Chen Tian, and hurriedly pulled Li Wei out to greet her. Miss Jiang, I'm sorry for not welcoming you. Zhao Liang greeted her while looking around. Miss Jiang, where is the Supreme Lord? The Supreme Lord has arrived early. Jiang Yuro said with a smile. Where is he? I can't see him. Zhao Liang was puzzled. The Supreme Lord is resting in the hotel room. Jiang Yuro said, taking out a room card and handing it to Li Wei. You go to see the Supreme Lord first, Mr. Zhao, I have something to talk to you about. After Li Wei got the room card, she ran over impatiently. At this moment, she was very excited. She could finally see the Supreme Lord. And they were alone in the hotel room, which was a godsend for her. She had made up her mind that she would do her best to seduce the Supreme Lord later. Even if she could only become the Supreme Lord's lover, she would be satisfied. After all, the Supreme is a godlike figure. If he helps her, she can fly to the clouds. After Li Wei arrived at the door, she rang the doorbell and waited nervously. Come in. A man's voice came from inside. Li Wei felt that the voice was familiar, but she didn't think much about it. She opened the door and walked in. When she saw the person inside, she opened her mouth in surprise. Chapter 10 I Want to. There was a man sitting on the sofa in the room, an old man to be exact. This man was Chen Tian, but he had changed his appearance at this time. Not only was his hair white, but his face was also full of wrinkles and scars, which made him look ferocious and terrifying. "Are you the Supreme Lord?" Li Wei asked timidly, with an impulse to turn around and run away. Although she had been mentally prepared for the rumor that the Supreme Lord was old and ugly, this man was too old and ugly. Not only was he old enough to be her grandfather, but he was ugly and had scars all over his face, which made her feel sick. "You dare to question my identity?" Chen Tian glared at her, and Li Wei was so scared that her legs softened. She knelt on the ground with a thump. "I dare not, please calm down, Supreme Lord." "Get up," Chen Tian said. "Thank you, Supreme Lord." After Li Wei got up, she took a deep breath and overcame her fear. She had figured it out. No matter what the Supreme looked like, she would try every means to seduce him. She was very confident in her looks. In addition, she was a bride today, wearing a white wedding dress, which was the most beautiful moment in her life. She believed that as long as he was a man, there was no man who would not be moved. "Supreme, I want to sit next to you, is it okay?" Li Wei asked tentatively. Chen Tian nodded. Li Wei was overjoyed and immediately walked to Chen Tian and sat down, and she was very close to him and put one hand on Chen Tian's leg. She saw that Chen Tian was not angry, so she became more bold and slowly lay on Chen Tian, leaving lip prints on his face and neck one after another. She also pulled Chen Tian's hand and put it on her body, letting him feel her softest place. When she wanted to kiss Chen Tian on the lips, Chen Tian raised his hand to stop her. "You are the bride today, it's not good to do this. It is my greatest wish in my life to serve the Supreme Lord. As long as you say a word, today's wedding will be cancelled immediately." Li Wei looked at Chen Tian with expectation. "You are all going to get married, don't you have any feelings at all?" Chen Tian asked. "What kind of feelings can I have with a waste like him?" Li Wei said with disdain. "Supreme Lord, you don't know that Zhao Liang, that waste, used to mess around everywhere and has long lost his manhood. I married him just for the benefit of the family, so how can there be any feelings? And I am still innocent, please allow me to dedicate my precious first time to you." Li Wei showed a hint of shyness, then she took off the clothes inside her wedding dress, turned around and lay on the table, waiting for Chen Tian's favor. Chen Tian's mouth was full of sneers. This woman really has no shame. On the wedding day, she actually dedicates herself to another man behind the groom's back. Fortunately, the engagement was cancelled. If I had married such a woman, I would have been cuckolded sooner or later. "Li Wei, you had a fiancé before, right? You publicly broke off the engagement in order to marry Zhao Liang. Do you regret it today?" Chen Tian asked meaningfully. "You said that Chen Tian is a country bumpkin. I feel sick when I see him." Li Wei said expectantly. "Supreme Lord, let's not talk about this. Come quickly. Li Wei, look back and see who I am. Of course you are the Supreme Lord." Li Wei subconsciously looked back and saw Chen Tian tearing off a special mask on his face, revealing a handsome face. "Chen Tian, how could it be you?" Li Wei was shocked. "I didn't expect that the man you tried so hard to please is the country bumpkin you mentioned." Chen Tian said sarcastically without mercy. "You bastard, you dare to pretend to be the Supreme, you are so bold." Li Wei was shocked and angry, but more of it was shame and anger. When she thought of the scene of seducing Chen Tian just now, she wanted to find a crack in the ground to crawl into. "You said I pretended to be the Supreme, who can prove it?" Chen Tian sneered. "Just wait for me, I won't let you go." Li Wei was furious, and left in a hurry after saying a harsh word. Zhao Liang was entertaining guests in the hall. When he saw Li Wei coming down, he hurried forward and asked, "Where is the Supreme? We were deceived by Jiang Yuro, and there was no one in the room." Li Wei said angrily. She didn't mention Chen Tian, otherwise the matter would get out of hand, and once Chen Tian told the matter without restraint, it would be difficult for her to explain. "Jiang Yuro, that little bitch, took my gift but didn't do anything, sooner or later she will be in trouble." Zhao Liang was furious. But he didn't dare to settle accounts with Jiang Yuro, he couldn't afford to offend her. At this moment, a video suddenly appeared on the big screen. The bride Li Wei appeared in it, starting from the scene where she seduced Chen Tian. In the picture, Chen Tian's face was mosaicked, but Li Wei's face was very clear. All the guests opened their eyes wide and talked one after another. Li Wei looks like a lady, but I didn't expect her to be so shameless behind the scenes. She actually seduced other men in her wedding dress on her wedding day. She is really cheap. It should be said that Li Wei is really a slut, but it's a pity for Mr. Zhao. He has a green hat before he gets married. Many people looked at Li Wei with different eyes, and they were already thinking about finding an opportunity to play. Zhao Liang and Li Wei were facing away from the big screen. They realized something was wrong when they saw the guests' reactions and turned around to look. Li Wei's face turned red to her ears, and then her heart was filled with fear. Zhao Liang was furious. Turn it off for me. Zhao Liang roared loudly, and the picture disappeared only after a minute. He was so angry that he almost vomited blood. He turned his head and looked at Li Wei, his eyes full of murderous intent. Li Wei was so scared that she trembled. Husband, listen to my explanation, things are not what you think. I'll settle accounts with you when I get back. Zhao Liang glared at her fiercely, then looked at the guests and squeezed out a dry laugh. The pictures just now are all fake. Someone is maliciously slandering. Don't believe it. However, no matter how he explained, everyone didn't believe it at all. Zhao Liang naturally understood this, and he was so angry that his lungs almost exploded. Just at this time, Chen Tian came down from upstairs, and Zhao Liang immediately rushed up. Bastard, is it you who did it? Bastard, if you dare to do me a trick, I will kill you. Li Wei was also furious, and rushed towards Chen Tian with her teeth and claws bared. Par. Accompanied by a loud and clear slap, Chen Tian slapped Li Wei's face fiercely. You dare to hit me? Li Wei covered her burning face with disbelief. You are looking for death. Zhao Liang was furious and raised his hand to slap Chen Tian. Par. Accompanied by a loud slap, several finger marks immediately appeared on Zhao Liang's face, and blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Are you comfortable? This is the end of provoking me. Chen Tian said and gave him another loud slap. Zhao Liang was stunned by the beating and staggered to the ground. This guy is so brave that he dared to hit young Master Zhao. He is simply courting death. The head of the Zhao family is here. This kid is finished. Amid the discussion of the crowd, a middle-aged man walked in quickly. Who hit my son? Dad, you came at the right time. Zhao Liang hurried over and pointed at Chen Tian and said aggrievedly and angrily, it's this bastard. I want to kill him. It's you? Zhao Minghui naturally recognized Chen Tian. Stinky boy, I think you are really brave. Come on, break his limbs for me and throw him out. With Zhao Minghui's order, several thugs of the Zhao family immediately rushed towards Chen Tian with ferocious faces. Stop. Several bodyguards quickly rushed to Chen Tian's side. When they were about to take action, a woman appeared in the hall. Miss Liu, why are you here? The person who came was Liu Qinglan. Zhao Minghui hurriedly greeted her with a smile. What are you doing? Liu Qinglan asked sternly. Zhao Minghui pointed at Chen Tian and said, this guy went to my son's wedding to make trouble and beat my son and daughter-in-law. I was just about to have someone teach him a lesson. Sorry to have embarrassed you. Mr. Chen is a guest of our Liu family. Anyone who dares to touch him is an enemy of our Liu family. Liu Qinglan stood in front of Chen Tian. At this moment, she was like a queen high above, with a strong aura that made people dare not look at her. Chen Tian leaned over and whispered in her ear, I didn't expect you to care about me so much. Could you be in love with me? You think too much. If it weren't for my grandfather, I wouldn't bother to care about you. Liu Qinglan snorted coldly. Although she didn't hate Chen Tian, she definitely didn't like him. Your grandfather likes me very much, and we have that relationship. Otherwise, you can marry me. Chen Tian said with a smile. Liu Qinglan turned around and looked at Chen Tian, angrily saying, I warn you, the previous incident is over. If you mention it again in the future, don't blame me for turning hostile. On the other side, the Zhao family and the Li family were also discussing nervously. They didn't want to offend the Liu family, but if they just let it go after the bride and groom were beaten, wouldn't it be a joke? How can they survive in the future? After a brief discussion, the two families came to Liu Qinglan together. Miss Liu, look at my son and daughter-in-law's faces, they were beaten to a pulp. Zhao Minghui said angrily, if it were normal days, I would definitely take a step back for the sake of your Liu family, but today is their big day, and they have lost face in front of all the guests. If this revenge is not avenged, how can our Zhao family and Li family have a foothold in Jiangju? Li Liqin was also very angry. You are right, this kid must pay the price. Mr. Chen is my grandfather's lifesaver, I can't just sit back and watch. How about this, we each take a step back, I'll let him apologize to you, and I'll give you another million as compensation. Liu Qinglan said. No. Zhao Minghui refused without thinking, and said coldly, for the sake of your Liu family, we can take a step back, but a simple apology is too perfunctory. Then what do you think? Liu Qinglan asked. Anti-tooth for anti-tooth. Zhao Minghui said coldly, let my son and daughter-in-law fight back, no more negotiations. You have to get under my crotch, otherwise I will never get rid of the hatred in my heart. Zhao Liang roared angrily. Getting under my crotch is too much. Liu Qinglan said. Zhao Liang suppressed his anger and said, Miss Liu, for your sake, I won't let him get through, but I'll give him 2 more slaps. Liu Qinglan looked at Chen Tian. Mr. Chen, I've tried my best, just let them hit me back. Chen Tian smiled, his smile full of sarcasm. I've always been the only one who hits others in the face, it's just a daydream to hit me in the face. Miss Liu, you heard it too, we want to settle the matter peacefully, but this kid doesn't know what's good for him, so there's nothing to say. Come on, break his limbs and throw him out. Chapter 11 I'm not bragging. Come on, break his limbs and throw him out. At Zhao Minghui's command, the thugs around him were about to rush up. Wait a minute. Liu Qinglan hurriedly stopped them, then looked at Chen Tian and said, do you really want to become a cripple? You want me to become a cripple just because of these little shrimps? Chen Tian was full of disdain. If you continue like this, I can't save you. Liu Qinglan was furious. She didn't expect Chen Tian to be so stubborn. Chen Tian showed a playful smile, and then said in a sonorous voice, I don't need your help at all. I don't take these little shrimps seriously at all. You are so brave. You dare to be so arrogant when you are about to die. But I want to see how hard your mouth is. Break his limbs for me, and then smash his mouth. Zhao Minghui was murderous. Wait a moment, Master Zhao, let me persuade him again. Liu Qinglan stood in front of Chen Tian, which touched Chen Tian a little. Zhao Minghui stopped the thugs. He still had to give Liu Qinglan face, otherwise if the Liu family got angry, it would not be good for them. Liu Qinglan pulled Chen Tian aside, these people can do what they say. If you keep talking too hard, I really won't care about you. I'm not talking too hard, I really don't care about them. Chen Tian told the truth. He was the supreme, as powerful as the 7-killing palace Nether Palace. Hearing his name made people tremble with fear, so how could he care about being afraid of 2 inferior families? Can you stop bragging? I hate people like you the most. If it weren't for my grandfather, I wouldn't bother to care about you. Liu Qinglan said angrily. I'm not bragging. You really don't have to care. Chen Tian said. Don't regret it. Liu Qinglan was really angry, but she didn't leave. Instead, she took out her mobile phone and called her grandfather. The current situation was out of her control. Only if her grandfather came, there might be room for recovery. But Zhao Minghui and others had lost their patience. What are you still standing there for? Come on. Several thugs immediately rushed towards Chen Tian, all of them fierce and ferocious. Lie down. One of them ran to Chen Tian first and kicked him in the chest. These thugs were all masters hired by the Zhao family at high salaries, and each of them could fight 10 people at once. Everyone had even foreseen the scene of him lying on the ground crying and wailing, but no one sympathized with him, but thought he deserved it. Only Liu Qinglan's eyes flashed a trace of pity, but it was only for a moment, and she also felt that Chen Tian had brought it upon himself. Chen Tian showed a sneer at the corner of his mouth, and dodged the kick with a flick of his body, and then slapped the other person in the face. Par. Accompanied by a loud slap, the thug flew out in a spin, and fainted before landing. Everyone present was shocked, and no one expected Chen Tian to be so powerful. The remaining thugs were also startled, but they were brave in numbers and surrounded Chen Tian first, then attacked at the same time. Chen Tian jumped more than 2 meters high, then kicked in the air, and with a few bangs, several thugs flew backwards one after another. Instantly, their whole audience was dead silent, and everyone opened their eyes wide, full of shock and disbelief. And the most shocked person was Liu Qinglan. She always thought Chen Tian was a doctor with excellent medical skills, but she didn't expect that his martial arts skills were so high. Chen Tian turned and looked at Zhao Minghui, and said with disdain, "Just relying on these few trash, you want to destroy me, you really overestimate your own abilities. Boy, don't be too arrogant. I'll call Tiger Lord of the Black Tiger Hall and see how you die." "Yes, yes, let Tiger Lord come to deal with him." Luo Maihong was shocked and angry. "I didn't expect that Patriarch Zhao knew Lord Tiger from the Black Tiger Hall. He is the underground king of Jiangju. Yes, the Black Tiger Hall is very powerful, with hundreds of followers. It is said that it has some relationship with the Supreme Legion. Even first-rate families dare not provoke them." When everyone mentioned the Black Tiger Hall, they were full of awe. Even Liu Qinglan's face changed drastically. Zhao Minghui quickly dialed Tiger Lord's phone. "Tiger Lord, it's me, Zhao Minghui. A jerk made a scene at my son's wedding. Please, Tiger Lord, do me justice." "Okay, okay." After hanging up the phone, Zhao Minghui was very excited. "Boy, Lord Tiger will bring people here soon, don't run if you have the guts." Chen Tian found a place to sit down. "I'll sit here and wait. Even if you call the King of Heaven today, I'm not afraid." "Okay, I'll see how you die later." Zhao Minghui laughed in anger. Zhao Liang and Li Wei gnashed their teeth in hatred. Chen Tian was too cruel. They had several teeth knocked out, and it was at their own wedding. They really lost face. Liu Qinglan ran to Chen Tian. "Don't sit there, run quickly. If the people from the Black Tiger Hall come, you can't leave even if you want to." Chen Tian said with a moved face, "I didn't expect you to care about me so much, but I really don't care about the Black Tiger Hall." As soon as these words came out, the crowd exploded. This kid is so arrogant that he doesn't even take the Black Tiger Hall seriously. He really doesn't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. This is a 2B. When Tiger Lord comes, he will probably be scared to pee his pants. Everyone made sarcastic remarks. In their eyes, Chen Tian was already a dead man. Liu Qinglan was also very angry. "Chen Tian, I know you are good at fighting, but the Black Tiger Hall has a large number of people. How many can you beat? What's more, there are many masters in the Black Tiger Hall, and there are many who are stronger than you. You still have time to escape now while they haven't come yet." Chen Tian chuckled and said, "Qinglan, I know you care about me, but you really don't have to worry about me. A mere Black Tiger Hall is nothing. Can you stop bragging at this time? Are you really not afraid of death?" Liu Qinglan was so angry that she was shaking all over. She didn't expect Chen Tian to be so stubborn and refuse to listen to her advice. "Qinglan, what happened?" Liu Yefeng rushed over after receiving Liu Qinglan's call, and Liu Haishan, Liu Hailin and Liu Wenyuan and his son also came with him. "Grandpa, Dad, second uncle, you are finally here." Liu Qinglan hurriedly told the story in general. "Sister, if you say so, then he is looking for death himself. Why should we meddle in other people's business?" Liu Wenyuan sneered. "Wenyuan is right, he is looking for death himself, so let's not care." Liu Hailin said. "He is my lifesaver, how can I not care?" Liu Yefeng glared at them fiercely. "He saved you, but I gave him money, 10 million. Liu Haishan said. "Asshole. Do you think my life can be bought with 10 million? Liu Yefeng shouted. Liu Haishan was startled. "Dad, I don't mean that, it's just that the Black Tiger Hall is very powerful, and those people are very cruel. Even if we want to control it, we are powerless." Liu Yefeng's face was very solemn. As his son said, they couldn't afford to offend the Black Tiger Hall, so he had to walk up to Chen Tian and persuade him. "Mr. Chen, the Black Tiger Hall can't be provoked, you should leave. I appreciate your kindness, but I won't leave today. I want to see what they can do to me." Chen Tian not only didn't leave, but called the waiter to ask for a bottle of Supreme Dragon Court worth more than 300,000 yuan, and drank it alone. Liu Yefeng wanted to persuade him again, but was stopped by Liu Qinglan. "Grandpa, don't waste your energy. I just persuaded him for a long time. If he listened, he wouldn't be here now." Alas. Liu Yefeng sighed helplessly, and then went to find Zhao Minghui. "Master Zhao, can you give me a little face, and we can make a big thing small, and a small thing nothing?" Zhao Minghui clasped his fists and said, "Grandpa Liu, it's not that I don't give you face, but this kid doesn't know how to appreciate it, and he must be taught a lesson that he will never forget. Master Zhao, as long as you let Mr. Chen go, I am willing to give you an order contract worth 2 billion, what do you think? Liu Yifeng asked without giving up. Zhao Minghui was immediately tempted. A contract worth 2 billion, the profit must be at least several hundred million, which is a huge fortune for their Zhao family. Dad, you can't agree. If we don't deal with that bastard today, how can our Zhao family and Li family have a foothold in Jiangsu in the future? Zhao Liang said angrily. Zhao Minghui nodded. Yes, Grandpa Liu, I'm really sorry. Here comes Lord Tiger from the Black Tiger Hall. Everyone looked towards the door and saw a group of people walking in. The leader was a middle-aged man wearing a tang suit. He looked majestic without even getting angry. He was not very big, but he had an imposing aura. Lord Tiger. Zhao Minghui was overjoyed when he saw the people coming and hurried to greet them. Chapter 12 shocked the whole audience. Meeting Master Tiger. Zhao Minghui hurriedly bowed in front of Master Tiger after he arrived. Then his wife Luo Maihong, son Zhao Liang, and Li Liqin's family followed suit, their eyes full of awe. Master Tiger looked at Zhao Liang and Li Wei. TSK, it's so tragic that they were beaten like this on such a happy day. Master Tiger, you must avenge us. Zhao Liang exaggerated and said, you don't know how arrogant that kid is. He knew you were coming, but he was not afraid at all. He also said that Master Tiger and Black Tiger Hall were not in his eyes at all, and even said that you were trash. Bold. Master Tiger shouted angrily, and an astonishing murderous aura spread. The people around him suddenly felt terrified. When Master Tiger got angry, the consequences were quite serious. Who is the other party? Tiger Lord was very cautious. Although he was the king of Jiangzhou's underground, there were still some special beings that he could not afford to offend, not to mention that he had to prevent the fierce dragon from crossing the river. It's just a swindler. Li Wei said with contempt. Who is it? Get out of here. Tiger Lord had no scruples and roared loudly. Everyone present was frightened and silent, and they dared not breathe. Tiger Lord, it's that kid. Zhao Liang pointed at Chen Tian. Tiger Lord narrowed his eyes, murderous intent overflowed, and then led people to walk towards Chen Tian, murderous. At this moment, Chen Tian seemed to still not realize the danger, and still sat there drinking by himself. Before Tiger Lord could speak, Zhao Liang took the lead and said, Chen Tian, you were quite arrogant just now, try to be more arrogant if you dare. Par. Chen Tian slapped Zhao Liang in the face with his backhand, and the latter was stunned, while the guests opened their eyes wide. Then there was a whisper in the crowd. This guy is too bold, he dared to beat someone in front of Tiger Lord, I bet he will die miserably. Needless to say, Tiger Lord killing someone is as simple as pinching an ant to death, it depends on how he dies. Am I arrogant? Chen Tian looked up and asked. It was not until this time that Zhao Liang came back to his senses. He was shocked and angry. Master Hu, you have also seen how arrogant he is. He clearly does not take you seriously. No one has ever dared to be so presumptuous in front of me. You are the first, so you will pay a heavy price for your behavior. Break his limbs first. At Master Hu's command, the Black Tiger Hall disciples behind him immediately walked towards Chen Tian. Wait a moment. Liu Yifeng trotted over and said with a fist, Master Hu, he is my savior. Can you give me a little face? Master Hu sneered, how much is your face worth? All irrelevant people get out. With Master Hu's roar, everyone was frightened, and a group of guests fled in a hurry. Although they are also well-known figures, they are not good enough in front of Master Hu. Master Hu is the king of Jiangzhou's underground. He has hundreds of people under him, and they are all cruel. It is too easy to kill someone. Who dares to provoke him? Liu Yifeng wanted to beg for mercy again, but was pulled away by his two sons. Of course, he also had the idea of retreating. He really couldn't afford to offend Tiger Lord. Liu Qinglan took a last look at Chen Tian, with a trace of pity in her eyes, and a feeling of heartache. Even she herself didn't know why. Chen Tian had obviously hurt her, but she subconsciously didn't want Chen Tian to get into trouble. But the current situation was no longer something she could save. It was useless for her to stay here, and it would only bring trouble to herself. In a blink of an eye, only the bride and groom's families and the people from the Black Tiger Hall were left in their hall. Of course, there was also Chen Tian, who continued to drink as if no one was around. Tiger Lord sneered, you are brave, but unfortunately you are too stupid. How dare you? A sharp shout suddenly came from not far away. Tiger Lord was about to get angry, but saw a group of people coming over. The leader was a young and beautiful woman, followed by a group of security guards, like a queen high above. Miss Jiang, why are you here? When Tiger saw the person coming, his anger disappeared immediately. This is our Jiang family's hotel. Is it strange that I'm here? On the contrary, you guys come to our Jiang family's hotel to make trouble. You don't take us seriously. The person coming is Jiang Yuro. She is Chen Tian's secretary, but she has another identity, that is, the eldest daughter of the Jiang family, one of the four major families in Jiangju. It sounds incredible that a rich lady runs to be a secretary for others, but this is exactly her cleverness. The Supreme Secretary has a bigger name and higher status than her eldest daughter of the Jiang family. The whole Jiang family will benefit from it. Just like now, the notorious Tiger dare not be too presumptuous after seeing her. Miss Jiang, please don't be angry. I came here on behalf of the head of the Zhao family to help clean up a person. Give me a few minutes, and I will leave immediately after cleaning up. Tiger's attitude is very humble. Who are you going to clean up? Jiang Yuro asked with a smile. It's this guy. Tiger Master pointed at Chen Tian. Black Tiger, I advise you not to play with fire. If you dare to touch him, I guarantee you will die miserably. Jiang Yuro sneered. What? You want to protect him? That's right. As long as I, Jiang Yuro, am here today, no one is allowed to touch him. Jiang Yuro's eyes were firm. Tiger Master's face was a little ugly. Because Zhao Minghui gave him a daughter a few days ago, he promised to protect the Zhao family in the future. Now it is the first thing the Zhao family asked him to do, and it's just to deal with a swindler. If he can't even do this little thing, where will he put his old face? What if I must touch him? Tiger Master asked coldly. You can try. Jiang Yuro waved her hand, and a group of security guards behind her immediately rushed up and waited for battle. This group of security guards is not simple. They are all retired mercenaries. Although the Black Tiger Hall is powerful, they are not afraid, and they have a strong spirit. Tiger Lord was shocked and angry. Miss Jiang, I am being polite to you because I am giving face to the Supreme, don't push it. Since you know that the person behind me is the Supreme, then take your people away quickly, otherwise I will call the Supreme now. Do you think the Supreme will help me or you? Jiang Yuro held up the phone, her face full of teasing. Let's go. Tiger Lord stared at Jiang Yuro for a long time, and finally he chose to leave. It is true that he is the king of Jiangzhou's underground, but he is nothing in front of the Supreme. As the secretary of the Supreme, Jiang Yuro may have that relationship. If she really calls the Supreme, he will be in trouble. Tiger Lord, don't leave. Zhao Minghui and others were all anxious, but Tiger Lord ignored him and left quickly with his people. At this time, Chen Tian just finished the last sip of wine. He stood up and looked at Zhao Minghui, Zhao Liang and others. I have said long ago that I am not afraid even if you call the King of Heaven. Now you believe it. Boy, don't be too proud. Miss Jiang is protecting you today. I will remember this account first. I will settle it with you another day. Let's go. Zhao Minghui was ready to leave after making a harsh remark. Did I allow you to leave? Jiang Yuro made a gesture, and a group of security guards immediately surrounded them. Miss Jiang, what do you mean? Zhao Minghui was shocked and angry. Jiang Yuro ignored them, but looked at Chen Tian and asked, Mr. Chen, how should these people be dealt with? As soon as this was said, Zhao Minghui, Zhao Liang and Li Wei and others all changed their faces. Miss Jiang, are you mistaken? He is just a charlatan. He came to my son's wedding today to make trouble. As the owner of the hotel, you should not give us an explanation, but you even asked for his opinion. Isn't this unreasonable? Zhao Minghui was furious. Jiang Yuro sneered, Mr. Chen is my friend. If you offend him, you offend me. How to deal with you depends on his words. Impossible, he is just a charlatan. How could he be your friend? Luo Maihong didn't believe it. That's right, Miss Jiang, don't be fooled by him. He was originally engaged to me, but he is a stinky beggar. I don't like him at all. How can such a person be worthy of being your friend? Li Wei said unconvinced. Who I make friends with, do you need to say anything? Jiang Yuro's eyes flashed with murderous intent, she was waiting for Chen Tian's order. Chen Tian stretched lazily, and then said slowly, "You asked me to eat dog food before, so let's do this. I'll prepare a portion of dog food for each of you, eat it and get out. If you can't finish it, I'll feed you to the dog." Chapter 13. You're not pregnant, are you? Faced with Jiang Yuro's threat, although they were extremely reluctant, they still had to lie on the ground and eat dog food obediently. They didn't care about face anymore, and saving their lives was the most important thing now. The eyes of Li Liqin and others were full of resentment. It was all Chen Tian who made them eat dog food and lose face. He secretly swore that he would make Chen Tian pay the price at all costs. At this time, Liu Yifeng and Liu Qinglan were still waiting at the door of the hotel. They saw that the people from the Black Tiger Hall had left, and they wanted to go in to take a look, but the hotel security would not let them in, which made them very worried. Of course, only Liu Yifeng and Liu Qinglan were worried. As for Liu Haishan, Luo Hui, Liu Hailin Yangjie and Liu Wenyuan's family, they were not worried at all. They didn't care about Chen Tian's life or death. If they were not afraid of the old man's anger, they would have left long ago. Liu Wenyuan waited and became impatient. "Grandpa, the people in the Black Tiger Hall have left. I guess Chen Tian has been killed. The hotel staff must be dealing with the body. There is no point in waiting any longer." Liu Yifeng sighed and said, "After all, he saved my life. Let's collect his body later. Why say such an unlucky thing in broad daylight?" Accompanied by a teasing voice, Chen Tian's figure appeared in front of several people. "Mr. Chen, are you okay?" Liu Yifeng's face was full of disbelief. Others also looked incredulous. "How could I be in trouble? If the wine was not good, I would have come out long ago." Chen Tian said. "Didn't Mr. Tiger embarrass you?" Liu Qinglan asked in surprise. In her opinion, the people of Black Tiger Hall were ruthless. Even if they didn't kill Chen Tian, they would at least cripple him. But now, Chen Tian was standing here. "No, they were driven away by Miss Jiang." Chen Tian said. "Why would Miss Jiang drive away Tiger Master for such a small matter?" Liu Haishan frowned, puzzled. "It's like this. I treated Miss Jiang and she owed me a favor." Chen Tian explained. Liu Yifeng nodded suddenly in realization, "So that's the case. No wonder you are so confident. It turns out that Miss Jiang owes you a favor. Speaking of which, Miss Jiang's actions are really fast enough. She has quietly embraced the Supreme's thigh. It seems that the Jiang family is going to rise." Liu Haishan sighed. Liu Wenyuan said unconvincedly, "If she can get close to the Supreme, then so can we. Why don't we go and see the Supreme now?" "It's useless." Liu Haishan shook his head and said, "I've been to the Supreme group a few days ago, and the Supreme didn't want to see me at all. You can't do it, but my sister might be able to do it." Liu Wenyuan looked at Liu Qinglan and said meaningfully. Liu Qinglan was immediately furious. "What do you mean? Do you want me to sacrifice my looks? The Supreme is the best man in the world. I don't know how many women dream of marrying him. Even if they want to be his lovers, there are a group of people lining up. I don't believe you don't have any thoughts about the Supreme." Yang Jie was very contentious. In her opinion, Liu Qinglan was just pretending to be noble. The Supreme is very capable, but it is rumored that he is over 70 years old and ugly. If he really likes me, I will have nightmares every night. Liu Qinglan snorted coldly. Chen Tian, who was standing next to him, touched his nose. Which bastard spread this rumor? He was a handsome young man, how could he be an ugly old man over 70 years old? What's wrong with the old man? Yang Jie said indifferently, "A man's age is not a problem at all. It mainly depends on his ability. As for his appearance, it is even less important. What's the use of being handsome? It can't be eaten." Yang Jie glanced at Chen Tian and said, "He is handsome. But what's the use? He only knows how to brag all day and likes to make trouble. If a woman marries him, she is really blind. Chen Tian has the urge to cut her. He is standing here, and she is insulting him for no reason. Do I look easy to bully?" Liu Wenyuan nodded in agreement. "My mother is right. He is good looking but useless. He is not even as good as the Supreme. In my opinion, you should go to the Supreme. If he likes you, you will become a real phoenix, and our Liu family will also rise with him. Then go ahead." Maybe the Supreme has different tastes and may not like you. Liu Qinglan retorted. You? Enough, stop arguing. Our Liu family has not fallen to the point of selling our daughters. Don't mention this matter again. Liu Yifeng stopped the others from arguing, then looked at Chen Tian and said, Mr. Chen, don't take their words to heart. I have booked a private room. Let's go now. Chen Tian nodded. He just drank a little wine and was indeed a little hungry. After the group arrived at the private room, they sat down one by one. Chen Tian took the initiative to sit next to Liu Qinglan. This made Liu Haishan and Luo Hui very dissatisfied, especially the latter, who spoke in a sarcastic tone and belittled Chen Tian from time to time. Liu Yifeng chose to turn a deaf ear. And Chen Tian also keenly noticed this. Oh! Liu Qinglan suddenly retched and ran to the bathroom with her mouth covered. Chen Tian also pretended to go to the bathroom, but he was actually waiting for Liu Qinglan outside. Are you okay? As soon as Liu Qinglan came out, he asked with concern. What can happen to me? I'm just a little nauseous. Liu Qinglan didn't care. Are you pregnant? Chen Tian teased. What nonsense are you talking about? Liu Qinglan glared at him, but he was worried in his heart. Did you take safety measures after we did that? Chen Tian asked. Anyway, I will never get pregnant with your child. Liu Qinglan snorted coldly and left quickly, but his worries in his heart became stronger. Chen Tian also returned to the private room to continue eating, but Liu Qinglan still felt sick, especially when she smelled meat. Qinglan, are you pregnant? Yang Jia asked. What nonsense are you talking about? Our Qinglan doesn't even have a boyfriend, how could she have one? Luo Hui was very angry. In her opinion, Yang Jia was deliberately trying to discredit her daughter. But Liu Qinglan felt guilty, her face was red all the way to her ears. She was not in the mood to eat, and left early on the pretext of feeling unwell. She wanted to go to the hospital for a checkup, but was afraid of meeting acquaintances, so she ran to a small pharmacy to buy a pregnancy test stick, and then hurried home. The next day, Xu Xiaohua had always been obsessed with Liu Qinglan, and his obsession was getting deeper and deeper. Xu Jinchuan and Yang Ling naturally understood their son's intentions, and they also wanted to become relatives with the Liu family, so they prepared a lot of gifts and came to the Liu family. Chapter 14 I'm going to get married. When Liu Haishan and Luo Hui saw that they had prepared so many gifts, they understood what was going on, but they were also happy to make it happen. Yang Ling held Liu Qinglan's hand and praised her. Qinglan is getting more and more beautiful. No wonder my Xiaohua has been losing his appetite and almost falling in love with her. Xiaohua is a very good kid, and Qinglan talks about him all day long. Luo Hui said with a smile. Mom, what are you talking about? It's nothing. Liu Qinglan hurriedly clarified. Look, she's too embarrassed to admit it. Of course, girls should be reserved. The two women chatted with each other, describing the two as a couple in love with each other. Liu Haishan and Xu Jinchuan have already discussed their cooperation and lofty ambitions after the marriage. Xu Xiaohua was naturally overjoyed, but Liu Qinglan was extremely angry. No one cared about her feelings at all. Yang Ling smiled and said, now that we've come to this point, let's arrange the child's marriage. That's what I mean. Luo Hui was the first to agree. Liu Haishan also nodded in agreement. It's settled, choose a good day for their engagement. I am the person involved, why don't you ask for my opinion? Liu Qinglan was very sad. She didn't expect that her parents only cared about their own interests and didn't care about her feelings at all. Xiaohua is so outstanding, why are you still hesitating? It's settled. Luo Hui said firmly. Xu Xiaohua also hurriedly expressed his opinion. Qinglan, please give me a chance. I will definitely treat you well and will never let you suffer any grievances. No, I don't agree. Liu Qinglan did not choose to accept her fate. No matter what, she could not marry someone she didn't love. This is not up to you. You have to agree whether you like it or not. Liu Haishan snorted coldly. I'll go find my grandfather. Liu Qinglan knew that it would be difficult to resist on her own. Fortunately, she still had her grandfather, who still loved her very much. I've heard everything you said. Liu Yifeng walked down from upstairs. Liu Qinglan hurried over to support him. Grandpa, they are forcing me to get married, you have to make the decision for me. Liu Qinglan thought her grandfather would stand up for her immediately, but this time she miscalculated. Qinglan, Xiaohua is a good boy, why don't you just agree to it? Liu Yifeng said. Liu Haishan and Luo Hui were originally very nervous, worried that the old man would object, but they became very excited when they heard this. Only Liu Qinglan stood there in a daze. She had never expected that even her grandfather no longer loved her. No, I don't agree. Liu Qinglan cried and shook her head, making a final resistance. This is not up to you. If you don't agree, I will not recognize you as my daughter. Liu Haishan made a harsh statement. He originally had some concerns, but now that the old man is on his side, he naturally has no concerns. Liu Qinglan was completely desperate and ran back to her room crying. At this time, she had another round of dry heaving and ran to the bathroom to vomit for a long time, but nothing came out. At this moment, she glanced and suddenly saw the pregnancy test stick, which showed 2 red lines. What she was most worried about happened. Her family forced her to get married, and she got pregnant before marriage. These 2 things combined almost made her collapse. After crying for a while, she made an important decision, took out her cell phone and called Chen Tian. At this moment, Chen Tian was sitting in the office listening to Jiang Yuro's report. Mr. Chen, we just received news that people from the island country's Black Dragon Society have secretly infiltrated Jiangju. There are also people from the Korean country's 7 Stars sect. The purpose of their trip is likely to target you. If they are coming for me, then things will be simpler. I'm just afraid they have other plans. Chen Tian frowned slightly. He suspected that those people in the dark might have noticed something. Besides you, what else in Jiangju could alarm them? Jiang Yuro asked puzzledly. Call Suzaku and Xuanwu over here in my name, and find out the whereabouts of those people as soon as possible. Chen Tian did not explain. On the surface, he came back to fulfill his engagement, but in fact, he was looking for a treasure, which was hidden in Jiangju. This treasure is of great importance and can be called a national treasure. It must not fall into the hands of outsiders. Originally, he wanted to search quietly, but he didn't expect those people's noses were so sharp that they could smell it so quickly, so he had to urgently call back Suzaku and Xuanwu to help. He has 4 great war gods under his command, Suzaku and Xuanwu are 2 of them. The 4 great war gods were all carefully trained by him, and each of them is very powerful. If he could call Suzaku and Xuanwu over, his pressure would be much less. Okay, I'll do it right away. Jiang Yuro said as she was about to go out, but she suddenly thought of something. Mr. Chen, there is one more thing. The intelligence we planted in the Liu family just received news that Xu Xiaohua brought his parents to the Liu family to propose marriage. I understand. I will handle this matter myself. The 2 most important things for a man are career and women, and the woman he cares about most is Liu Qinglan. Now that she was facing forced marriage, he would certainly not sit idly by. Just when Chen Tian was about to go to the Liu family, he suddenly received a call from Liu Qinglan. Chen Tian hurriedly answered the call, but before he could speak, Liu Qinglan's crying voice came from inside. Chen Tian, are you still willing to marry me? Of course I do. Are you okay? Chen Tian asked. Bring your household registration booklet and ID card, and we'll meet at the entrance of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Liu Qinglan said and hung up the phone. She admitted that she was impulsive, but she had no choice. If she had to choose between Chen Tian and Xu Xiaohua, she would choose Chen Tian without hesitation. Although Xu Xiaohua is very outstanding, she is very hypocritical. She has already made it clear that she doesn't like him, but she still comes to propose marriage. This alone makes her very disgusted. In comparison, although Chen Tian took away her innocence, it cannot be entirely blamed on him. Even if he threatened to pay for her grandfather's medical treatment and asked her to sleep with him, it was open and aboveboard and he was a real villain. Although both hypocrites and real villains are not good people, she would rather choose a real villain. Of course, the main reason was that she had already lost her virginity to Chen Tian and had his child, so marrying him was the best choice. On the other side, Chen Tian smiled after hanging up the phone. His smile was charming and bright. He originally thought that it would take some effort to win over Liu Qinglan, but he didn't expect happiness to come so suddenly. Although he also knew that Liu Qinglan suddenly made this decision because he was forced to get married by his family. But these are no longer important. As long as they are married, she will be his woman, and it is only a matter of time before he completely conquers her. Chen Tian changed into a black suit and tidied himself up. Looking at the handsome man in the mirror, he nodded with satisfaction. When Chen Tian walked out of the office, he happened to meet Jiang Yuro, who was dazed when she saw Chen Tian. Chen Tian had never dressed up properly before, and his clothes were always casual. But now, after being carefully dressed up, he looked like a rich young man. His tall figure and angular face added some masculine charm to him. "Ms. Jiang, why are you in a daze?" Chen Tian waved his hand in front of her. "R." Jiang Yuro came back to her senses, a blush appeared on her face. "Mr. Chen, I have contacted the god of war Suzaku and the god of war Xuanwu in your name." "Very good, continue to track the movements of those people and tell me immediately if you find anything," Chen Tian said. "Yes." Jiang Yuro hesitated for a moment and asked, "Mr. Chen, you are dressed so handsomely, are you going on a date?" "I'm going to get married." Chen Tian gave a charming smile, then went to the roadside and hailed a taxi to the Civil Affairs Bureau. But Liu Qinglan was already waiting at the door of the Civil Affairs Bureau before him. Today she is wearing a white dress and a pair of high-heeled sandals, which perfectly show off her tall figure. With her beautiful hair and youthfulness, and a little makeup, she is more beautiful than countless others in the world. Passers-by couldn't help but look at her a few more times when they saw her. There was even a young married couple, and the boy was so fascinated by her that he was attacked by the woman's 9-yin white bone claw. "Qinglan, you are so beautiful." Chen Tian came to Liu Qinglan. He was extremely excited at this moment. Although with his status, countless women would throw themselves at him with just a wave of his finger, but over the years, Liu Qinglan was the only woman he thought about day and night. There was a hint of surprise in Liu Qinglan's eyes. Chen Tian had always given her the impression of being sloppy, but at this moment he made her feel heart-pounding. Chapter 15. You're cuckolding me. Let's go in. Liu Qinglan was about to go in when Chen Tian grabbed her arm. "Wait a minute, are you sure you won't regret it?" Chen Tian asked. "If I regretted it, I wouldn't have come here," Liu Qinglan said. "In that case, put this on." Chen Tian took out a blood-red pendant and put it around her neck. The shape of this pendant is like a tear that has been magnified several times, so it is named Angel's Tear. "What is this?" Liu Qinglan asked puzzledly. "This is my most precious treasure. It will become our Chen family's heirloom from now on," Chen Tian explained with a smile. Liu Qinglan didn't take it seriously. In her opinion, it was just an ordinary piece of crystal. The two men walked into the Civil Affairs Bureau, and when they came out again, they each had a red book in their hands. While sitting in the car, Chen Tian was still holding the marriage certificate and looking at the photo on it. The man in the photo was smiling brightly, and although the woman also smiled, her smile was a little stiff. Liu Qinglan started the car and left. "Where are we going now?" Chen Tian asked. "Go home," Liu Qinglan said lightly. "I haven't bought a house yet. Why don't we go buy one now? I have money." He was single before, so he always lived in the office. Now that he is married, he can't let his wife live in the office with him. "Keep your money for yourself. Even though we are married, I won't spend a penny of your money." Not long after, Liu Qinglan drove the car into a luxurious villa area and stopped at one of the villas. "Wife, is this your house?" Chen Tian walked around after entering the villa. Liu Qinglan nodded. "I have only lived in this house a few times since I bought it, but I will live here often in the future." "Where is the bedroom?" Chen Tian asked. "There are 2 bedrooms on the first floor. You can choose one." Liu Qinglan sat on the sofa and felt a headache. Although she and Chen Tian have already obtained their marriage certificate, she understands that her grandfather and parents will definitely not let it go, and there will definitely be a lot of troubles waiting for her in the future. Chen Tian looked at both rooms and it didn't look like anyone had ever lived there, so he came out and asked, "Wife, where is your room?" "My room is on the 2nd floor." "Why are you asking this?" Liu Qinglan became alert instantly. "Look at what you said. We are already married, so of course we have to sleep together. You won't have to sleep alone anymore. I will hold you in my arms every day," Chen Tian said with a smile. "You think too much." Liu Qinglan said calmly, "I am forced to marry you, so we have to make an agreement. The first condition is not to let me touch you." Chen Tian guessed. "That's right." Liu Qinglan said, "The agreement is for 1 year. You are not allowed to touch me. If necessary, you have to cooperate with me in acting." But don't worry, when the agreement expires, I will give you 10 million as a reward. Chen Tian showed an expression of, as expected, at my age, I am full of vigor and vitality. I can endure it for 1 or 2 days, but 3 or 4 days is hard to say, let alone a year. What if I accidentally violate the agreement? You must not violate the agreement, otherwise I will not let you go, and you will have to pay 10 times the penalty for breach of contract. Liu Qinglan warned solemnly. Chen Tian felt relieved after hearing this. 10 times was only 100 million, and he didn't take it to heart at all. Liu Qinglan was still a little worried, so he ran to the study and printed out 2 copies of the agreement. Take a look and sign if there is no problem, Liu Qinglan said. Chen Tian picked up the agreement and took a look. In addition to the one she just mentioned, there were several additional conditions, such as he was not allowed to go upstairs, he needed to dress appropriately and pay attention to hygiene when leaving the room, etc. After reading it, Chen Tian tore the agreement into 2 halves. What are you doing? Liu Qinglan was immediately furious when he saw Chen Tian tear up the agreement. Chen Tian smiled contemptuously. You married me voluntarily, I didn't force you. Now you make an agreement with me and don't let me touch you. I absolutely cannot accept this. I won't say anything more. I will give you 10 million at that time. If you think it's not enough, I will give you another 10 million. Liu Qinglan said. I don't want a penny, I just want you. Chen Tian said and walked towards her. Don't come over here. Liu Qinglan was horrified and stepped back hastily, trying to escape. Chen Tian accelerated and hugged her from behind. Let me go. Liu Qinglan struggled desperately, but to no avail. Instead, he was pushed down on the sofa by Chen Tian. No, I beg you. Seeing that struggling was futile, Liu Qinglan could only beg for mercy. I can promise you anything else, but not this. Chen Tian's attitude is very firm. He believes that women can be pampered but not spoiled, and it is even more unacceptable if they are not allowed to be touched. I am pregnant. In desperation, Liu Qinglan had no choice but to use his trump card. Chen Tian was stunned for a moment, and then he was furious. Liu Qinglan, I was wondering why you suddenly wanted to marry me, it turns out you wanted me to be your scapegoat. What nonsense are you talking about? I will only live with you like that, and the child is yours. Liu Qinglan pushed Chen Tian away, very angry. Are you really pregnant? Have you gone to the hospital for a checkup? Chen Tian asked. I didn't go to the hospital. I bought a pregnancy test stick at the pharmacy. Liu Qinglan snorted coldly. Come, let me take your pulse. Liu Qinglan did not refuse, she knew that Chen Tian's medical skills were very advanced. After taking the pulse, Chen Tian showed an expression that said, as expected. Liu Qinglan was not pregnant at all, she just had some yin deficiency and internal heat. The test must have been wrong. Very good, don't eat spicy and greasy food during this period. Chen Tian warned, and then he turned around quickly. Please forgive his unkind smile. The two were about to go out to buy medicine when Liu Qinglan's cell phone rang. She picked up the phone, looked at it, and hung up. Who called? Why didn't you answer? Chen Tian asked curiously. My mother beat me. Liu Qinglan hesitated for a moment and said, I think I still need to tell you the truth. Xu Xiaohua's family is now at my house. He proposed marriage, and my grandfather and my parents have agreed. Chen Tian pretended to be enlightened. So you are using me as a shield, no wonder you are in a hurry to marry me. If you regret it, we can get a divorce. Liu Qinglan said. How could I regret it? Besides, you're pregnant with my child. Chen Tian said, trying to suppress his smile. At this moment, Luo Hui called again. Liu Qinglan was about to hang up, but Chen Tian stopped her. Answer it. I'll go back with you. We'll have to face it sooner or later anyway. If you go, my parents might be against you, and my grandfather might not help you. Even the Xu family will target you. Are you afraid? Liu Qinglan asked worriedly. Chen Tian showed a contemptuous smile. I don't even take the people from the Black Tiger Hall seriously, do you think I'm afraid of them? Liu Qinglan thought about it and agreed, feeling more confident, so he answered the call. As soon as the call was connected, Luo Hui's sarcastic voice came out. You damn girl. You have been in the hospital for so long, why haven't you come back yet? Liu Qinglan came out on the pretext of going to the hospital because he was not feeling well. I'll go back right away. Liu Qinglan said and hung up the phone. Chen Tian took the initiative to act as a driver and brought Liu Qinglan to the Liu family. At this time, the two families were discussing the engagement and everyone was very happy. Xu Xiaohua was even happier to see Liu Qinglan coming back, but his smile froze the next second because Chen Tian was following Liu Qinglan. Luo Hui also saw Chen Tian, and a hint of displeasure flashed in her eyes. "Qinglan, why did you bring him home?" Liu Qinglan mustered up the courage to say, "Grandpa, Dad, Mom, I have something very important to announce to you." "What's so serious?" Luo Hui asked hurriedly. Liu Qinglan suddenly hugged Chen Tian's arm. When the two families saw this scene, their smiles froze in an instant. "We are married." Liu Qinglan's words shocked everyone. "What nonsense are you talking about, girl?" Luo Hui hurriedly looked at Xu Xiaohua's family and explained, "Don't believe her. She definitely doesn't want to get married so early, so she found a man to deceive us." "Of course I don't believe it." Yarnling smiled and looked at Liu Qinglan and said, "Qinglan, nowadays young people like you don't want to get married too early. I can understand that, but you don't have to find a man to act with. Now I just want you to get engaged to Xiaohua, and we can set the wedding date later." Chapter 16 Gambling. "We are not acting, we really got married, just now," Liu Qinglan said. "Do you think we believe it?" Luo Hui didn't believe it at all. Liu Qinglan was too lazy to explain and took out the marriage certificate from her bag. "Take a look." When everyone saw the marriage certificate, the smiles on their faces froze again. Luo Hui also had a bad premonition in her heart, and hurriedly opened the marriage certificate to take a look. Now she couldn't help but believe it. You are such a fool, you actually went off and married a strange man without telling anyone." Luo Hui was so angry that she was shaking all over and wanted to tear up the marriage certificate. Liu Haishan hurriedly stopped her. "Don't tear it up, you'll need it for the divorce. Qinglan, you have always been well behaved. Why are you so confused this time?" Liu Yefeng was also very angry. He did want to marry his granddaughter to Chen Tian before, but after what happened yesterday, he changed his mind. Chen Tian didn't care that he offended the Li family and the Zhao family, but he even offended the people from the Black Tiger Hall, which was very serious. Based on his understanding of the Black Tiger Hall, Lord Tiger will definitely not let it go. It is even a question whether Chen Tian can see the sun tomorrow, and he does not want to bring disaster upon himself. The faces of several people in the Xu family looked ugly, especially Xu Xiaohua, whose eyes were filled with endless anger. Luo Hui was angry and embarrassed. "My dear relatives, don't be angry. I will ask them to get a divorce right away." "Why get a divorce? It's just a second marriage." "Humph." Yarnling snorted coldly. Luo Hui hurriedly apologized with a smile. "They just got married, it's just a certificate, she is still innocent." "Auntie, I don't care about these things," Xu Xiaohua said generously. Yarnling was still very angry, but seeing how much her son liked Liu Qinglan, she could only suppress her anger. "Well, ask her to divorce immediately, and we won't care about this matter anymore." Of course. Luo Hui hastily promised, and then threw the marriage certificate to Liu Qinglan. "What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and get a divorce." Liu Qinglan shook his head. "I will not get divorced. If you dare not go, I will not acknowledge you as my daughter." Luo Hui's face was filled with anger, almost roaring. Liu Yefeng said with a gloomy face, "If you still have me as your grandfather in your eyes, get a divorce immediately." Liu Qinglan couldn't hold back her tears any longer, and they flowed down her cheeks. "Grandpa, Dad, Mom, please stop forcing me. I really can't divorce him because I already have his child." "What?" When these words were spoken, everyone was shocked. "Impossible, this is impossible, I don't believe it." Xu Xiaohua could no longer sit still. He was already furious that Liu Qinglan and Chen Tian registered their marriage. Fortunately, it was just a certificate, but now he knew that the two had been together for a long time and even had a son. This made him feel like he was cuckolded, and he was so angry that he wanted to kill someone. Luo Hui pointed at Liu Qinglan and trembled with anger. "Do you want to piss me off to death? How can you, a girl, say such things? Your mother is right. How can you talk nonsense about such a thing?" Liu Haishan was also very angry. "I'm not talking nonsense, everything I said is true. If you don't believe me, you can go to the hospital with me." Liu Qinglan gradually calmed down. Anyway, he had already said it, so he might as well make it clear. When did this happen? How come we didn't know anything about it? Luo Hui couldn't believe it. It doesn't matter anymore. Everything that needs to be said has been said. Liu Qinglan said. I'll beat you to death. Liu Haishan could no longer suppress the anger in his heart, and raised his hand to slap Liu Qinglan's little face. Liu Qinglan closed his eyes in fear. Just as the slap was about to hit Liu Qinglan in the face, a hand grabbed his wrist. The person who took action was naturally Chen Tian. Now that Liu Qinglan is his wife, how could he just sit back and do nothing? Let me go, I'm teaching my daughter a lesson, mind your own business. Liu Haishan roared. Chen Tian shook his hand away and said coldly, it's true that she is your daughter, but she is also my woman. I couldn't control her before, but from the moment I got the marriage certificate, I will protect her. Whoever dares to touch her will be punished. I am your elder. Do you want to hit me? Liu Haishan was shocked and angry. Chen Tian showed a charming smile. If you acknowledge me as your son-in-law, I will naturally respect you as your father-in-law, but if you don't, then there is no need for me to spoil you. You. Liu Haishan pointed at Chen Tian and was so angry that he didn't know what to say. Chen Tian's eyes suddenly became sharp, and he said coldly, I hate it most when people point their fingers at me. If you don't want it, I can help you. Liu Haishan was startled and quickly retracted his finger. But he knew what kind of person Chen Tian was. He was extremely bold and had strong fighting power. Look, this is the good man you found. Even I want to beat him. Liu Haishan looked at Liu Qinglan and questioned. Liu Qinglan looked at Chen Tian and said, he is my father, can you control your temper? Since my wife has spoken, I will try to restrain myself in the future. Chen Tian meant try his best. If you push him into a corner, he won't care whether you are the father-in-law or something else. Let's go. Xu Jinchuan was furious and left in anger. She already has a child, why are you still staying here? Yang Ling, who was also angry, forcibly pulled Xu Xiaohua away. Xu Xiaohua stared at Chen Tian closely, his eyes full of anger. Just wait, I won't let you go. Chen Tian's face was full of disdain. Although the Xu family was one of the 4 major families in Jiangju, it was just that in his eyes. Liu Yifeng looked at Chen Tian and said, Chen Tian, you saved me before, I am very grateful, but this incident makes me very dissatisfied with you. However, things have come to this point, saying these things is no longer helpful, you guys should take care of yourself. After Liu Yifeng finished speaking, he went upstairs. Look how mad you made your grandfather. Luo Hui became angrier and angrier as she spoke, and she raised her hand to slap her, but when she saw the sneer on Chen Tian's lips, she slowly put her hand down. Chen Tian, do you think you are worthy of my daughter? There is no woman in this world that I am not worthy of. Chen Tian said proudly. He is neither bragging nor narcissistic. As the supreme being, he has such confidence. Luo Hui's face was full of contempt. In her eyes, Chen Tian was just a boastful narcissist. The old man just said that it's useless to say these things now, but you should understand the rules of marriage. Are you referring to the bride price? Chen Tian was a little unsure. That's right. That's easy. Tell me, how much do you want? I know you have 10 million, but that's not our Liu family's money. I asked you for more but you didn't have any, so let's just give you 10 million. But the man my daughter wants to marry must be someone who can take care of her in life and help her in her career. If you can do these 2 things, I will accept you as my son-in-law. I can do these. Chen Tian said. What's the point of just talking? How about this, let's make an agreement. Luo Hui said, I think you also know that our Liu group is now managed by Qinglan. Recently, she is negotiating a business deal with the Black Tiger Group, but it has not been concluded. If you can negotiate this deal, I will believe what you said just now. But if you can't negotiate, then you have to divorce Qinglan. And Qinglan, you must abort the child. Mom, the Black Tiger Group belongs to Lord Tiger. Lord Tiger wanted to kill him yesterday. If you ask him to go and negotiate, you are just asking him to die. Liu Qinglan said angrily. I don't care. If he has the ability, he can do it. If he can't, it means he is useless. I, Luo Hui, don't want a useless son-in-law. Okay, I accept this bet. Chen Tian agreed without thinking because it was too easy for him. Don't involve me in your bet. I won't abort the child. Liu Qinglan said. Although the arrival of the child caught her off guard, she would never have the heart to kill her own child. We can talk about the child later, but if he can't do it, you must divorce immediately. And I only give you 5 days. Luo Hui said in an unquestionable tone. Chapter 17. You shouldn't have agreed to the bet with my mom. Liu Qinglan pulled Chen Tian out of the living room. I am your man after all, why don't you have any confidence in me? Chen Tian asked with a smile. If Miss Jiang hadn't helped you yesterday, Master Tiger wouldn't have let you go. Go talk to him about cooperation. It's good enough that he doesn't kill you. Liu Qinglan said, leave this matter to me. You don't have to worry about it. How can that be possible? You should know better than me what kind of people those people in the Black Tiger Hall are. It's too dangerous for you to go find them. I don't agree. Chen Tian couldn't let her take risks. It would be terrible if someone took advantage of her. Liu Qinglan knew the danger very well. The last time she went to discuss cooperation with Tiger Master's son, she was drugged. Fortunately, she was smart and managed to escape, but ended up entering Chen Tian's room by mistake. Then, you should give up the bet. Are you concerned about me? Chen Tian asked with a smile. Liu Qinglan's face flushed. I just don't want the baby in my belly to be born without a father. Don't worry, I'm very afraid of death. Chen Tian was not worried at all, because it was just a matter of words for him. The supreme temple he founded has for major legions, Azure Dragon Suzaku White Tiger Black Tortoise. The Black Tiger Hall is actually a peripheral force of the White Tiger Legion. Okay, I'm leaving. Call me if you have anything. Chen Tianben said and left the Liu family. Liu Qinglan did not go with him. Before he got the contract with the Black Tiger Group, Luo Hui did not agree to Liu Qinglan being with him. Although he could take Liu Qinglan away by force, he did not do so. After all, they will be a family in the future, and he doesn't want to make the relationship too awkward unless it is necessary. He will get the contract soon anyway, so there is no need to rush. After Chen Tian returned to the Supreme Group, he called Jiang Yuro. Mr. Chen, what do you want? Jiang Yuro asked respectfully. You notify He Hu and ask him to hand over the Qianfu project to Liu Group. Chen Tian said. Okay. Jiang Yuro responded and took out her cell phone to call He Hu, conveying Chen Tian's meaning to He Hu. Mr. Chen, Black Tiger is going to hold a bidding conference in 2 days. As long as the Liu Group participates in the bidding, it will be fine. Jiang Yuro said. Very good, have you found any trace of those people? Chen Tian asked. Jiang Yuro knew that Chen Tian was asking about the people from the Black Dragon Society and the Seven Stars sect. She shook her head, not yet. Those people seemed to have disappeared after they came to Jiangju. Jiangju is so big. If they intend to hide, it will be difficult to find them. We just need to stay vigilant. In addition, is there any news about the jade pendant I asked you to find? Chen Tian continued to ask. The most important task he gave Jiang Yuro was to find 2 jade pendants, which were related to an incredible treasure. So he had to get it no matter what. Jiang Yuro shook her head again. I have sent people to search all the antique shops in Jiangju, but found nothing. Chen Tian frowned. According to his investigation over the past few months, the 2 jade pendants had all ended up in Jiangju. Since it is an antique, it is very likely to appear in an antique shop, but it has not been found yet. It is very likely that it has been collected by someone. If this is the case, it will be even more difficult to find. What worried him even more was that the 2 jade pendants were no longer in Jiangju. If that were true, it would be even worse. On the other hand, Liu Qinglan came to the hospital for a pregnancy checkup under the coaxing of her mother. What? I'm not pregnant. When Liu Qinglan heard the doctor say that she was not pregnant, she was completely stunned. No, that's impossible. I've been slept with by that bastard twice. You must be mistaken. Liu Qinglan shook his head in disbelief. It will definitely not be wrong. If you don't believe me, you can go to other hospitals for examination, but I can tell you responsibly that my examination will definitely not be wrong. The doctor said confidently. But I have tested it with a pregnancy test stick before. Liu Qinglan asked puzzledly. It is possible that the pregnancy test stick could be wrong, and I just did a gynecological examination on you. You should still be a virgin. What made you mistakenly think that you were pregnant? The doctor asked puzzledly. Doctor, are you sure she is still a virgin? Luo Hui asked hurriedly. I'm sure. The doctor answered affirmatively. Luo Hui was suddenly very excited. She subconsciously thought that Liu Qinglan had been lying to her before, but seeing the incredible look on her face, she didn't think that was the case. Qinglan, what is going on? I don't know either. Liu Qinglan was still confused when she walked out of the hospital. She had clearly slept with Chen Tian twice, so how could she still be a virgin? Didn't he touch me at all? She was drunk the first time, and she happened to be having her period, so she had no idea what happened during that time. She felt a little surprised that she didn't feel any pain at the time, but now she finally understood that Chen Tian had never touched her at all. It cannot be said that he did not touch her, it can only be said that he did not take the last step. As for the second time, it is easier to explain. Chen Tian gave her a glass of water, and she fell asleep after drinking it. Chen Tian clearly had the opportunity to possess her, but why didn't he? Is there something wrong with him? This was the only guess she could make, otherwise there was no explanation at all. Luo Hui was so happy that after leaving the hospital, she let Liu Qinglan go back by herself, and she went to Shu's house to tell Yarn Ling the good news. Yarn Ling didn't believe it at all. Fortunately, Luo Hui was well prepared. Not only did she take out the examination report, but she also told her the contact information of the examining doctor so that she could verify it in person. Yarn Ling still felt that Luo Hui had bribed the doctor to lie to her, so she went to the hospital in person and asked the dean to accompany her. This way, no matter how bold the doctor was, he would not dare to lie. The doctor still swore that the examination report was true, and only then did she believe it. When she told Xu Xiaohua the news, the latter laughed excitedly for several minutes. Yarn Ling looked at Luo Hui and said, even if nothing happened between them now, it will be hard to guarantee it in the future, so they must get divorced as soon as possible. Of course. I made a bet with that guy. If he can't get the Qianfu contract within 5 days, he will have to divorce Qinglan. And the Qianfu project belongs to the Black Tiger Group. That guy has offended Lord Tiger. It would be fine if he didn't go, but if he dares to go, Lord Tiger will definitely kill him. Luo Hui explained. Xu Xiaohua smiled and said, it won't take 5 days at all. I just got the news that the Black Tiger Group will hold a bidding conference in 2 days. When the time comes, I will take this project and give it to you as a betrothal gift. Qinglan has tried several times before but failed. Are you sure? Luo Hui asked expectantly. Of course. I am a good friend of Mr. Tiger's son, Brother Hu. On the day of the bidding conference, I will go to Brother Hu in person and guarantee that I will get the bid. Xu Xiaohua was full of confidence because he and Brother Hu often played with women together. Not long ago, he gave his favorite female secretary to Brother Hu. He believed that Brother Hu would definitely give him face. After Liu Qinglan left the hospital, he did not return to the Liu family, but called Chen Tian. Where are you? I'm at work. Is there anything wrong? Chen Tian asked. Come back quickly after get off work, I have something to ask you. Liu Qinglan said and hung up the phone. Chen Tian originally wanted to go back immediately, but remembering that he had just said he was going to work, he patiently waited until it was almost time to get off work before driving back. He drives a Volkswagen worth hundreds of thousands of yuan. Although there are many luxury cars in the company, he doesn't want to be so ostentatious. Anyway, it's just a means of transportation. He first went to the supermarket and bought some vegetables. The door was not closed. As soon as Chen Tian entered, he saw Liu Qinglan sitting on the sofa in the living room. Wife, why do you look so serious? What happened? Chen Tian asked puzzledly. What do you think about my pregnancy? Liu Qinglan asked Chen Tian while staring at him. Chen Tian immediately realized that Liu Qinglan might have known the truth, so he said seriously, you are not pregnant at all. I am a miracle doctor. It is not that easy to deceive me. Since you knew I wasn't pregnant, why didn't you tell me? Liu Qinglan asked angrily. You made up a lie to deceive me, how could I expose you? Who lied to you? I really thought I was pregnant. Liu Qinglan was very angry. So you weren't lying to me? Chen Tian pretended to be surprised and innocent. Chen Tian's acting was not like that at all, and Liu Qinglan could see it, which made her very angry. I went to the hospital for a checkup today, and the doctor said that I am still a virgin. How do you explain this? Liu Qinglan asked. Chen Tian didn't expect that she even knew this. Although I like beautiful women, I don't want to take advantage of others. Why do you look disappointed? Who's disappointed? Liu Qinglan immediately retorted, don't act so noble. I know what kind of people you men are. With such a good opportunity, and twice, how could you not do anything? There is only one reason. You are not good at that. Don't be embarrassed. I won't laugh at you, and I will keep the secret for you. Just continue to cooperate with me in acting until my family stops forcing you to get married. Liu Qinglan said. Woman, you actually dare to question my ability in that area. It seems I need to prove it. Chen Tian showed a wicked smile and pushed Liu Qinglan down on the sofa. Chapter 18 Bidding Conference. Just bluffing. Liu Qinglan didn't care. In her opinion, Chen Tian just wanted to scare her. Chen Tian didn't waste any time and directly kissed her rosy and soft red lips, tasting them greedily and enjoying it very much. Liu Qinglan was completely stunned. Electric currents swept through her body, making her forget to resist. An inexplicable desire spread through her body. It was not until she felt the desire in Chen Tian's eyes that she suddenly woke up. Go away. Liu Qinglan suddenly panicked, pushed Chen Tian away, and ran away. What a nice smell. So refreshing. Chen Tian closed his eyes, his face full of intoxication. The taste was wonderful and left a long aftertaste. He did not pursue Liu Qinglan. Since they lived under the same roof, he was sure to have the swan meet. 2 days later. Today is the day when the Black Tiger Group is bidding to decide who will get the contract for the Qianfu project. This is a contract worth tens of billions of yuan with considerable profits. Therefore, all major companies in Jiangsu attach great importance to it. Liu Qinglan almost lost her virginity for this project. Early in the morning of that day, people from major companies arrived at the Black Tiger Group one after another. Among them are Liu Qinglan, her mother Luo Hui, and her secretary Yang Li. Of course, there is also a follower named Xu Xiaohua. Ever since Xu Xiaohua knew that Liu Qinglan was still a virgin, he rekindled the passion in his heart. In fact, it is not quite appropriate to say that it was rekindled, because his fire for Liu Qinglan has never been extinguished. Even though Liu Qinglan told him 2 days ago that she was pregnant with Chen Tian's child, he was just angry and had no intention of giving up. Chen Tian did not go with them, not because he didn't want to, but because Luo Hui disagreed. But it doesn't matter. After today, Luo Hui will no longer have any reason to stop it. Chen Tian came in Jiang Yuro's car. He arrived late, and when he walked into the bidding venue, there were already a lot of people inside. Chen Tian saw Liu Qinglan at a glance, and there was an empty seat behind her, so he walked over. Chen Tian, why are you here? Xu Xiaohua was sitting next to Liu Qinglan. He turned around and saw Chen Tian and immediately asked. If you can be here, why can't I be here? Chen Tian asked back. How can you compete with me? Xu Xiaohua said with disdain, this is the bidding meeting of the Black Tiger Group. Not just anybody can come in. Look at the people sitting here. They are all well-known figures. What qualifications do you, a poor loser, have to sit here? It's not your house, it's none of your business. Chen Tian would not tolerate him. Yang Li was the first to give up. She stood up and glared at Chen Tian. How dare you, a stinking beggar, talk to Master Xu like that? Why don't you apologize now? Luo Hui was also furious. I hate seeing people like you who have no manners. After the bidding conference is over, I will immediately let Qinglan divorce you. Don't bother her anymore, and don't show up in front of me. I feel sick when I see you. You don't have the final say. Don't forget our bet. As long as I help you win the bid this time, you are not allowed to stop Qinglan and me again. Otherwise, even if you are Qinglan's mother, I will not be polite to you. Chen Tian said coldly. You think you can win the bid? Don't you think about your own worth? Luo Hui said with disdain, we can definitely win the bid today, but it's not because of you, but because of Master Xu. He and Brother Hu are good friends. As long as he says hello to Brother Hu, it will be a sure win. That may not be the case. Chen Tian showed a playful smile. You don't know your own limitations. Xu Xiaohua sneered, you don't have the slightest chance at all. This kind of occasion is not the place for you to be. Security, someone has sneaked in here. Xu Xiaohua shouted loudly to the security guard not far away. When several security guards heard someone sneaking in, they rushed over and asked, "Who is so bold as to sneak in?" "It's this guy." Xu Xiaohua pointed at Chen Tian. "Show me your invitation letter." Several security guards surrounded Chen Tian, all with unfriendly eyes. As long as Chen Tian can't produce the invitation letter, they will take action immediately, beat him up severely and then throw him away. Liu Qinglan couldn't bear it anymore and was about to help Chen Tian out, when a graceful woman came over. "I brought him in. Do you have any objections?" When the security guards saw the newcomer, they were startled and hurriedly bowed. "Hello, Miss Jiang, we didn't know he was the person you brought. We apologize for any offense we caused you." "Roll." Jiang Yuro shouted loudly, and the security guards seemed to be pardoned. Their apparent identities are group security guards, but in reality they are members of the Black Tiger Hall. Normally, they were domineering and aggressive, and few people in Jiangju dared to provoke them. However, Jiang Yuro was one of the people who could not be provoked. They didn't know the reason, but that was what Hu ordered. When Xu Xiaohua saw Jiang Yuro, a hint of heat flashed in his eyes. Jiang Yuro may not be as pretty as Liu Qinglan, but her figure is even hotter and more attractive, making people have wild thoughts just by looking at her. "Ms. Jiang, you just said that you brought him in. Isn't that unlikely?" Xu Xiaohua was a little skeptical. "What's impossible?" Jiang Yuro asked back. "Ms. Jiang, he is just a poor loser, a loser." "How do you know him?" Xu Xiaohua was puzzled. "How dare you insult Mr. Chen? You are so brave." Jiang Yuro looked at Chen Tian and asked respectfully, "Mr. Chen, how should we deal with him?" Chapter 19. Xu Xiaohua panicked all of a sudden. "Ms. Jiang, don't be fooled by him. He is not some rich second generation, not even a phoenix man. He is just a charlatan. Don't be fooled by him. In the end, you will be cheated of money and sex." Xu Xiaohua's reminder seemed to be well-intentioned, but in fact it was just jealousy. In his eyes, Chen Tian was just a poor loser and a stinking beggar, but he ended up marrying Liu Qinglan. Even if they just got a marriage certificate, it made him extremely jealous. And now he goes out together with Jiang Yuro, both of whom are famous socialites in Jiangju, with good family backgrounds and beautiful looks. Any man would be envied if he could have one of them, but Chen Tian has two. He, the eldest master of the Shu family, has not been able to catch up with either of them. It is really infuriating and hateful. I have plenty of money. Even if he cheats me of my money, I'm willing to do it. Jiang Yuro said nonchalantly. But what if he seduces you? You will regret it then. Xu Xiaohua advised desperately. He wanted Jiang Yuro to leave Chen Tian. Even if he couldn't get her, he couldn't let a poor loser get her. Cheating. Jiang Yuro glanced at Chen Tian and said expectantly, "I would like him to cheat on me, but the key is that he has to be willing." Xu Xiaohua's eyes suddenly widened, his face full of disbelief. Jiang Yuro was actually willing to be deceived by Chen Tian, and what's more important is that it seemed that Chen Tian was unwilling. How could a poor loser and a stinky beggar have such virtue? Jiang Yuro was too lazy to pay attention to him anymore. She looked at Chen Tian, waiting for his order. Chen Tian shook his head gently. He thought he was just a clown and didn't take him seriously at all. If you are really annoyed, you can just raise your hand and slap him to death. Seeing that Chen Tian was unwilling to pursue the matter, Jiang Yuro stopped talking, said goodbye to Chen Tian and left. After Jiang Yuro left, Luo Hui had no more scruples. She turned around and looked at Chen Tian, angrily scolding him, "Chen Tian, you are so shameless. You haven't even divorced my daughter yet, but you've already found a new partner. You are so shameless. What nonsense are you talking about? Miss Jiang and I are just colleagues." Chen Tian explained. He told the truth. Although Jiang Yuro was his secretary and very beautiful, he did not have any bad intentions, at least not at the moment. Jiang Yuro is the eldest daughter of the Jiang family and currently works as the secretary of Supreme. Could it be that you also work at Supreme Group? Luo Hui's face was full of sarcasm. Although Chen Tian cured the old man's poison, she did not think that Chen Tian was very capable. She just thought that he was lucky. Look at his ugly appearance. Even if he works in the Supreme Group, he is at most a security guard. To put it bluntly, he is just a watchdog. Xu Xiaohua said disdainfully. Yarn Li quickly agreed, "Mr. Xu is right, President, you have to open your eyes. Mr. Xu is a dragon among men and is sincere to you, but he is a loser who specializes in finding rich women to cheat money and sex. You must not be fooled. That's right. After the bidding is over, you should get divorced immediately and pick a good day for you and Xiaohua to get engaged. Luo Hui said. Liu Qinglan didn't say anything, but she felt very uncomfortable. Although Chen Tian often bullied her, making her hate him to death, she still felt uncomfortable when she saw Chen Tian with other women, as if something of hers was being taken away. He's just a stinky security guard, look how proud you are of him. Yarn Li looked disdainful. Chen Tian was too lazy to argue with her. Soon after, the bidding began. Major companies submitted their bids and took turns to give speeches on stage. Liu Qinglan has also made sufficient preparations in this regard, and their Liu group is very strong. Under normal circumstances, the probability of winning the bid is at least more than 50%. But other companies are also well prepared and are making crazy concessions. They are not seeking profits, but just want to take advantage of this opportunity to get on board with Black Tiger. Although Black Tiger is not a member of the four major families, his strength is not much inferior to the four major families, and he has a connection with the Supreme Group. Holding onto Black Tiger's thigh is equivalent to indirectly holding onto the Supreme's thigh. The bidding results will be announced 1 hour later. All major companies can do is wait patiently for the results. Liu Qinglan seemed a little nervous. Since she took over the company, she had not done any big projects. Many shareholders had opinions about her, especially her second uncle Liu Hailin, who had always wanted to kick her out of the position of president. So this bid is very important to her, she wants to win this project to shut those people up. Chen Tian saw her worry and comforted her with a smile, don't worry, we will definitely win the bid this time. Winning the bid is Xiaohua's credit. What does it have to do with you? Luo Hui said contemptuously. That's right. Young Master Xu has already informed Brother Hu. Brother Hu will definitely hand the project over to us for young Master Xu's sake. You, a loser, want to steal young Master Xu's credit. How shameless. Yarn Li said disdainfully. Chen Tian did not continue to argue, he would let the facts speak for themselves. At this time, Xu Xiaohua received a call from Brother Hu. Brother Hu wants me to come over and talk. I'll be right there. Yarn Li stared at Chen Tian and continued to sarcastically say, see, Brother Hu and Master Xu have a very close relationship. They are both men, but you are not even qualified to carry Master Xu's shoes. Yarn Li, you've gone too far. Before Chen Tian got angry, Liu Qinglan couldn't help it and glared at him. Boss, I am just telling the truth. That's how it is. Yarn Li said unconvinced. Shut up. If you dare to talk nonsense again, I will fire you immediately. Liu Qinglan shouted harshly. She was really angry. Chen Tian was her husband now, even if it was just in name only, and she would not allow others to belittle him at will. Although Yarn Li was still a little unconvinced, she didn't dare to talk back. After all, her current job was easy and well paid, and more importantly, it could help her meet many rich men. A smile appeared on Chen Tian's lips. Liu Qinglan said that she hated him, but at this moment she was trying her best to protect him. This made him happier than earning 100 million. At the same time, in an office on the top floor, Xu Xiaohua was drinking and chatting with a man, while they were each hugging a hot woman. Mr. Xu, this girl I found for you is pretty good, right? Brother Hu asked with a lewd look on his face. Good, thank you Brother Hu. Xu Xiaohua hurriedly thanked him. Brother Hu waved his hand, no need to thank me, just help me call Liu Qinglan over. What did you call her here for? Xu Xiaohua immediately became alert. But he knew what kind of person Brother Hu was. When he saw a beautiful woman, he was like a bull in heat. He must have had bad intentions in asking Liu Qinglan to come over. Brother Hu sneered and said, I asked her to come here for fun. Last time I drugged her, but she ran away. Now that she has come to my territory, I must teach her a lesson. Xu Xiaohua's face changed drastically, and he hurriedly smiled and said, Brother Hu, please give me some face. Liu Qinglan is my fiancé, or I can find another woman for you. Brother Hu's face darkened instantly. Xu Xiaohua, I gave you face, didn't I? Brother Hu, don't be angry. As long as you let Liu Qinglan go, I will agree to any condition you give me. Xu Xiaohua quickly stood up and smiled. Then find me a woman who is more beautiful and purer than her. Brother Hu said coldly. How is this possible? It's impossible to find it even if you search the entire Jiangsu. Xu Xiaohua was very embarrassed. Liu Qinglan has the title of the most beautiful woman in Jiangsu, and this is not just talk. Not to mention finding someone prettier than her, even finding someone who is similar to her is difficult. Since you can't find her, then call her over to me. Let's not talk about whether she is your fiancée or not. Even if she is, so what? I just want to play with your woman in front of you. Do you have any objection? Brother Hu sneered. Chapter 20 Chen Tian's Rage. When Brother Hu got angry, Xu Xiaohua almost peed his pants. Brother Hu is the young master of the Black Tiger Hall, a man who kills without blinking an eye. Killing him is as easy as killing an ant. And even if he was killed, no one would dare to avenge him. Even though Xu Xiaohua was extremely unwilling, he had no choice but to call Liu Qinglan at this moment. Although women are important, they are not as important as your own life. Liu Qinglan was very excited after hanging up the phone. Qinglan, what are you so happy about? Luo Hui asked, puzzled. Mr. Hu has agreed to cooperate with me. He now asked me to come over to discuss the details of the cooperation. Liu Qinglan said excitedly. Then why are you still standing there? Go quickly and don't let Master Hu wait anxiously. Luo Hui urged. Let me go with you. Chen Tian stood up and said. Although he had only met Black Tiger once, he could tell that he was not a good guy. He was worried about Liu Qinglan going there alone. Qinglan is going there to discuss business. Why are you going there to make trouble? Do you want to mess things up? Luo Hui scolded harshly. I can go by myself. Mr. Xu is also there, so nothing will happen. Liu Qinglan said. Okay then, call me if you have anything. Chen Tian said. Liu Qinglan nodded, then took the elevator to the top floor, and walked into the room under the guidance of the bodyguard. Liu Qinglan noticed something was wrong as soon as he entered the room. Mr. Xu, didn't you say that Master Tiger was looking for me? Where is he? My dad went out for something, so it's the same if I talk to you. Come and sit down. Brother Hu patted the place beside him, motioning Liu Qinglan to sit next to him. When Liu Qinglan saw Brother Hu, she felt angry and scared, and had the urge to turn around and leave, but in order to win the bid, she had no choice but to sit down. But she didn't sit next to Brother Hu, but next to Xu Xiaohua. In comparison, she still thinks Xu Xiaohua is more reliable. Brother Hu didn't mind. Since Liu Qinglan had come here, he could only become his plaything. Brother Hu, our Liu group is really sincere. As long as you choose us, we will never let you down. Liu Qinglan said. Then you have to let me see your sincerity and drink this glass of wine. Brother Hu personally poured a glass of wine and placed it in front of Liu Qinglan. My stomach is uncomfortable and I can't drink. Liu Qinglan politely refused. Once bitten by a snake, you will be afraid of ropes for 10 years. Last time, Brother Hu drugged her, but luckily she was smart enough to escape. She won't make the same mistake a second time. Then have a glass of water, at least. Brother Hu snapped his fingers, and the bodyguard waiting nearby immediately brought a bottle of water, opened it, and poured a glass for Liu Qinglan. During this process, Liu Qinglan stared intently to prevent himself from being drugged. She picked up the glass of water, took a sip and put it down. A smile of success appeared on Brother Hu's lips, because he had already asked someone to inject the medicine into the water in advance. Xu Xiaohua watched the whole process coldly. It was not that he didn't want to stop it, but he didn't dare to. The drug was very effective. Although Liu Qinglan only took a small sip, she felt dizzy in less than a minute. She shook her head in an attempt to wake herself up, but the more she shook, the more dizzy she became. Her head tilted and she fell on the sofa, unconscious. Get out. Brother Hu drove all the bodyguards out, then looked at Xu Xiaohua and said, good brothers should share happiness. You wait first, and I will let you play after I'm done. Thank you, Tiger. Xu Xiaohua hated Brother Hu very much in his heart, but he didn't dare to show it. But he was still a little excited. He had been coveting Liu Qinglan for a long time, and today he could finally get what he wanted. The only drawback was that he had to let Brother Hu play first. Brother Hu stood up and walked to Liu Qinglan. Looking at her beautiful face and peaceful appearance, evil fire suddenly surged in his body. She is worthy of being the most beautiful woman in Jiangsu. She is so pretty. By the way, you haven't touched her yet, right? Brother Hu turned around and asked Xu Xiaohua. Xu Xiaohua shook his head, feeling that it was a pity. Liu Qinglan was still a virgin, but now she was being taken advantage of by Brother Hu, which was really infuriating and hateful. So, she may still be innocent. Brother Hu became even more excited, his eyes shining like a hungry wolf. He reached out and grabbed Liu Qinglan's clothes, ready to tear them apart violently. Bang! With a loud crash, the door flew open and a figure swayed in like a ghost. Who are you? Brother Hu was shocked. Chen Tian. Xu Xiaohua was shocked. You know him. Brother Hu was shocked and confused. This guy is just a poor loser, but he is very good at fighting. Xu Xiaohua said. Although he did not attend the wedding of Zhao Liang and Li Wei, he had heard people talk about what happened that day. Brother Hu stared at Chen Tian and said coldly, "How dare you disturb my good deeds? Are you fucking tired of living? You are the ones who are tired of living. How dare you touch my wife? Who gave you the courage?" Chen Tian's face was full of murderous intent. He sensed that Liu Qinglan was in danger, so he hurried over. As soon as he came in, he saw Brother Hu was about to tear Liu Qinglan's clothes, which made him extremely angry. "She is your wife." Brother Hu was very surprised. Xu Xiaohua hurriedly explained, "They got their marriage certificate a few days ago, but it's just in name only." Interesting. Brother Tiger sneered, "If that's the case, then you just stand by and watch me play with your wife." As Brother Hu spoke, he reached out to grab Liu Qinglan's clothes again. He didn't take Chen Tian seriously at all. "You're looking for death." Chen Tian clenched his fist and punched forward. Brother Hu was not afraid at all. He sneered and punched back. Bang! The two men's fists collided instantly, accompanied by a dull sound, faintly mixed with the sound of breaking bones. R. The next second, Brother Hu let out a scream and one of his arms fell limply. "Someone come!" Brother Hu was shocked and angry. He was a mid-level warrior who could fight dozens of ordinary people at once. So he had never taken Chen Tian seriously before. He never thought that Chen Tian was so powerful. The collision just now broke one of his arms and he could only shout for help. However, no one came in after he shouted, and it was quiet outside. "No one will save you." Chen Tian walked towards Brother Hu step by step, with murderous intent in his eyes. "Stop right there. I'm warning you, my father is Lord Hu, the underworld king of Jiangju. If you know what's good for you, kneel down and kowtow and admit your mistake. Otherwise, I will kill you without a burial place." Brother Hu said fiercely. "Anyone who bullies my wife must pay the price, not to mention that your father is Tiger Lord, even if he is the king of heaven, this won't work." Chen Tian flashed in front of Brother Hu, as fast as a ghost, and raised his hand to slap him. Bang! With a loud slap, Brother Hu was slapped and flew away. He hit the wall hard and then rolled to the ground, spitting out a few bloody teeth from his mouth. "Chen Tian, I advise you to stop immediately. If anything happens to Brother Tiger, Master Tiger will cut you into pieces." Xu Xiaohua stepped forward to stop him. It was not because he cared about Brother Hu, nor was he afraid that Chen Tian would cause trouble. He just didn't want to be implicated. "You deserve to be beaten too." As Chen Tian said this, he gave him a loud slap in the face. Xu Xiaohua was instantly stunned and fell to the ground. "Don't come over here, what do you want?" Brother Hu retreated to the corner, with unconcealable fear in his eyes. He didn't expect Chen Tian to be so bold and didn't take him seriously at all. Chen Tian didn't explain, he just walked over and kicked it. Brother Hu's eyes widened instantly, and then he fell to the ground, covering his vital parts, and rolled on the ground in pain. The pain of shattered testicles is unimaginable for ordinary people. Chen Tian stepped on his face with his foot and said condescendingly, "This is just a warning. If it happens again, I will kill you." Chen Tian ignored him and came to Liu Qinglan, lifted the hem of her clothes, then put one hand on her stomach and injected true energy to force the toxins out of her body. Liu Qinglan woke up quickly and was a little confused for a moment. "Chen Tian, why are you here? Do you remember what happened just now?" Chen Tian asked. Liu Qinglan's eyes widened immediately, and the next second she hurriedly checked her clothes. "Don't worry, no one is taking advantage of you," Chen Tian said. Liu Qinglan finally breathed a sigh of relief, and then she saw Xu Xiaohua who was unconscious and Brother Hu who was still rolling around in pain. "What did you do to them?" Liu Qinglan asked worriedly. "Xu Xiaohua was knocked unconscious by me." As for this guy, he actually drugged you and wanted to bully you. I broke one of his arms and his penis. Chen Tian said coldly. What? You're too cruel. Liu Qinglan was shocked. You don't still sympathize with them, do you? Chen Tian asked unhappily. It's not sympathy, but fear. He is Lord Tiger's son. If you destroy his life, Lord Tiger will not let us go. Liu Qinglan was so scared that his face turned pale. Chapter 21 Tiger Lord's Fury. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Chen Tian comforted with a smile. It's like this and you still say it's okay. Liu Qinglan glared at Chen Tian and said angrily, I know you like to brag and cause trouble, but the trouble you caused this time is too big. Last time, it was Miss Jiang who interceded for you, and Master Tiger let you go, but this time you crippled his son, and Miss Jiang couldn't help you. Master Tiger will not let us go. Chen Tian said nonchalantly, I will take full responsibility for this matter and will never let you down. Stop bragging. Lord Tiger is more powerful than you can imagine. Liu Qinglan said as he dialed the emergency number, hoping that the hospital could rescue him. If he was cured, Lord Tiger's anger might be less. After Liu Qinglan finished the call and saw Chen Tian was still there, he hurriedly pulled him out, only to discover 7 or 8 bodyguards lying in the corridor. She knew without thinking that all of this must have been done by Chen Tian. You should leave quickly, leave Jiangju, the farther the better, and never come back. Liu Qinglan urged. What will you do if I leave? Chen Tian asked. You were the one who injured the person, they shouldn't make things too difficult for me. You should leave quickly, otherwise it will be too late. Liu Qinglan's face was full of anxiety. Then take care of yourself. Chen Tian left after he finished speaking. Of course he was not afraid, he just didn't want to reveal his identity for the time being. According to the latest information he had, many powerful people had secretly come to Jiangju, and most of them came for the mysterious treasure. He concealed his identity and stayed in the dark to facilitate his actions. When Liu Qinglan saw Chen Tian leaving, he couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief, but at the same time his eyes were filled with disappointment. Liu Qinglan, oh Liu Qinglan, he's just a boastful troublemaker, what on earth are you expecting? Liu Qinglan shook his head and left quickly. Although it was not her who caused Brother Tiger's injury, it was still caused by her. If Lord Tiger knew about it, he would definitely be angry with her, so she had to leave here before Lord Tiger arrived. Mr. Tiger received the news very quickly. When he saw his son's miserable appearance, he immediately let out an angry roar. Even the people downstairs vaguely heard the roar and were all shocked and confused. Because of this incident, the bidding conference came to a halt. Brother Hu was rushed to the hospital, but the result was not ideal. How is my son? As soon as the doctor came out of the operating room, Tiger Yi grabbed him by the collar and asked him questions. The doctor said tremblingly, Master Hu, your son's life has been saved, and the broken arm bone has been connected and fixed, but his vital organs were injured too badly and are completely useless. What? Bang! Tiger Lord raised his hand and slapped the doctor, saying murderously, useless thing, believe it or not, I will kill you. Master Tiger, please spare my life. I really have tried my best. The doctor was so scared that he knelt on the ground and trembled. But he knew who was in front of him. It was too easy to kill a small doctor like him. Roll! Tiger Lord roared, and the doctor was so scared that he ran away. At this time, a subordinate came over and said, Master Hu, we have already found out. According to Xu Xiaohua, the person who injured the young master was the husband of the eldest lady of the Liu family, Chen Tian. Chen Tian, is he the boy that Jiang Yuro saved last time? Mr. Tiger asked uncertainly. Yes, it's that kid. Abao said. How dare he? I won't be able to get rid of the hatred in my heart unless I tear him into pieces. Tiger Lord's face was ferocious, he was really angry. He had only one son, and he became a eunuch. Send someone to capture that bastard immediately. I want him alive. And Liu Qinglan, capture him too. Lord Tiger said viciously. That kid ran away after injuring the young master. His whereabouts are currently unknown. I have sent everyone to track him down. I believe there will be results soon. However. But what? Asked Tiger Lord. Liu Qinglan is the eldest daughter of the Liu family. She went back home after the incident and I'm afraid she won't come out in the short term. Why wait for her to come out? Let's go directly to her house and arrest her. Anyone who tries to stop us will be killed without mercy. Lord Tiger was filled with murderous intent. Yes. With Master Hu's words, Bao no longer had anything to worry about, and he immediately took people to the Liu family to capture the person. Qinglan, what happened? Why did Brother Hu get beaten up for no reason? Which bastard did it? Luo Hui asked curiously after returning home. Here's what happened. Liu Qinglan hesitated for a moment and finally told the truth. What? Luo Hui was shocked, and so were the others. That idiot is so bold. It would have been fine if he had offended the Li family and the Zhao family last time, but this time he even crippled Mr. Tiger's son. If he wants to die, don't drag us with him. Luo Hui was shocked and angry. Cousin, I'm not saying anything bad about you, but look at what you've done. You didn't want to marry the good eldest son of the Shu family, but insisted on marrying a loser. It would have been fine if he was just a loser, but you also caused trouble all the time. Now you've offended Lord Hu, and our entire Liu family will be in trouble. Liu Wenyuan said angrily. Yang Jie was also furious. Your grandfather handed the company over to you to manage, but you didn't contribute to the family, and now you have caused such a big trouble. In my opinion, your position as president should be revoked immediately, and our Wenyuan should be in charge. He is definitely 10 times or 100 times better than you. That's enough, stop arguing. Liu Yifeng was furious, it has already happened. Can quarreling solve the problem? Yang Jie said, Dad, this matter is actually very easy to resolve. The one who beat him up is Chen Tian. We just need to hand him over to Tiger Lord and then draw a clear line with him. Yes, where is that waste Chen Tian? Luo Hui asked Liu Qinglan. He has already left and should have left Jiangju now. Liu Qinglan said. What? That idiot actually ran away. What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and call him and tell him to get back. Luo Hui said coldly, if Master Tiger can't find him, we will be the ones in trouble. Your mother is right, call him back quickly. Liu Haishan said. Liu Yifeng didn't say anything, obviously meaning the same thing. At the beginning, he was indeed optimistic about Chen Tian, but Chen Tian was too prone to causing trouble. If anyone had a person like this in his family, he would be implicated and killed sooner or later. As for the others, there is no need to mention them. They already dislike Chen Tian, and now they hate him even more. Liu Qinglan shook his head, I can't ask him to come back, otherwise it would harm him. Why are you still thinking about him, you damn girl? We can't even protect ourselves. Luo Hui said angrily. That's right. There are so many good men in the world. What's the use of a loser who loves to cause trouble? Yang Jie said disdainfully. He wanted to save me. Liu Qinglan said. Brother Hu drugged you because he loved you so much, it's understandable. And that loser went up and beat Brother Hu to a pulp, he deserved to die. Yang Jie snorted coldly. Liu Wenyuan nodded in agreement, my mom is right, sister, I'm not saying anything bad about you, but since Brother Hu likes you, it's your blessing. If you follow Brother Hu, you'll be 1,000 times better than that loser. Liu Haishan was also very angry, you are such an ungrateful girl. If you had just obeyed Brother Hu, you wouldn't be in this trouble now. You? Liu Qinglan pointed at these people and was so angry that tears came out. Just then a servant ran in a panic, shouting as he ran, oh no! The people from the Black Tiger Hall are here. What? Their whole family stood up at once, their eyes filled with fear and worry. Chapter 22, Being Fooled. Get lost. Bao and a few others followed the servants in. Seeing the servants blocking the way, he kicked them down. Liu Yifeng hurriedly stepped forward and apologized, Dear gentlemen of the Black Tiger Hall, I am Liu Yifeng, the head of the Liu family. I wonder why you gentlemen are here. Although Liu Yifeng was the head of the Liu family, the first of the four major families, he consciously lowered his head when facing the Black Tiger Hall. The Liu family's power lies in their wealth, while the Black Tiger Hall is full of desperate criminals, and they are related to the Supreme Temple, so they are not people they can afford to provoke. We are here on Lord Tiger's orders to take Miss Liu back. Miss Liu, please come with us. Bao spoke politely, but he made a gesture and several of his men immediately surrounded Liu Qinglan, ready to take him away by force. Sir, Brother Hu's injury has nothing to do with our Qinglan. If you want revenge, go and catch Chen Tian. Liu Yifeng explained. Chen Tian is the son-in-law of your Liu family. It's good enough that we don't arrest all of you. If you dare to stop us again, I'll kill you. After saying this, About pushed Liu Yifeng away. Don't touch my family, I'll go with you. Liu Qinglan knew he couldn't escape, so he could only follow them obediently. Her grandfather, parents didn't dare to stop her, and her uncle, aunt, and cousin were laughing in their hearts. At the same time, Chen Tian was sitting in the office listening to Jiang Yuro's report. Mr. Chen, we just received news that the jade pendant appeared. Where is it? Chen Tian asked hurriedly. It was pawned by an old man in a pawn shop in the suburbs. Jiang Yuro replied. Take me there right away. Chen Tian seemed a little anxious. Because this is related to that supreme treasure. If he gets the treasure, his strength will definitely improve by leaps and bounds. But if the treasure fell into the hands of the enemy, he would be in big trouble. Jiang Yuro drove the car herself and arrived at the foot of Nanshan Mountain in the suburbs half an hour later. Jiang Yuro pointed to a forest halfway up the mountain and said, Mr. Chen, the pawn shop is in the forest halfway up the mountain. This is the first time I've seen a pawn shop open deep in the mountains. Chen Tian said with interest. This pawn shop is engaged in some grey business, and many treasures cannot be seen in the open. Jiang Yuro explained. That's interesting. I'll go up by myself and you just wait for me here. Chen Tian said. I'd better go up with you. No, it's a little weird up there, I can go alone. Chen Tian did not let Jiang Yuro go with him and went up the mountain alone. His sixth sense was very strong, and his intuition told him that this trip would not be smooth. Although Jiang Yuro is also a warrior, she is only a junior warrior. She has no problem dealing with a few ordinary people, but she will be vulnerable if she meets a master. If I go up with him and encounter danger, I will not only be unable to help him, but will become a burden to him. There was only a winding path up the mountain. Chen Tian walked very fast and soon arrived at the woods halfway up the mountain. There is a path in the woods, with bright wild flowers growing on both sides of the path. The fragrance is so thick that it is intoxicating. He walked along the road for more than 100 meters and a 3-story building came into view. The small building looked a bit shabby, obviously it was quite old. There was a plaque at the door Liushan pawn shop. Chen Tian walked into the pawn shop. There was no light on inside, and it was surrounded by woods, so it seemed a little dark. Moreover, it is very quiet here. There are some murals of ferocious beasts on the walls, which look very creepy. If a timid person comes here, he will definitely be scared to death. There was an incense burner on the counter, with 3 incense sticks half burned, emitting a special fragrance. Anyone there? Chen Tian didn't see anyone, so he called out, but got no response. Just as he was about to shout again, there was a sudden movement inside, and a robot ran up to him with a tray. On the tray was a cup of tea and a note that said, "Wait a moment." Chen Tian picked up the teacup and smelled it. After making sure it was not poisonous, he took a sip. After drinking his tea, Chen Tian began to observe the murals, which were all of ferocious beasts from legends. It's a miracle that the business didn't go bankrupt by doing this. Welcome. A hoarse voice suddenly sounded behind him. Chen Tian was shocked because he had not noticed anything before. He turned around hurriedly and saw a hunchbacked old man standing less than 3 meters behind him. He instantly broke out in a cold sweat. The other party actually came so close to him quietly, which showed that the other party's Qinggong was very advanced and his strength must be very good. If I had attacked him by surprise just now, he would definitely have suffered. The old man had only a few sparse white hairs on his head, his face was full of wrinkles, his eye sockets were deep and a little dark, and he looked lifeless. Chen Tian quickly calmed down and asked, "Are you the boss here?" "Yes, are you here to pawn something?" the old man asked. "No, I'm here to buy something." Chen Tian took out a piece of paper and unfolded it. "It's the jade pendant drawn on this paper." The old man took a look and said, "I'm sorry, we don't have what you want. Since I'm here, I have received accurate information. I'm open to do business. Why do you have to hide it?" "Okay, then I'll tell you the truth. We do have such a jade pendant here, but it was pawned by a customer. The customer will come to redeem it in a few days, so I can't sell it to you." The old man politely refused. "Can you tell me who is the person who pawned it? Or can you help me contact him? I am willing to pay a high price for it." Chen Tian said. The old man smiled and shook his head. Sorry, we have to keep it a secret for our guests. Well, bye. Chen Tian's face was full of disappointment, but for now he had no choice but to leave. He had the idea of robbing, but this old man gave him a feeling of being unfathomable, and there might be other helpers. If he acted rashly, he might suffer a great loss. But now that the jade pendant has appeared, he has to find a way to get it. Please stay, sir. Just when Chen Tian was about to leave, the old man suddenly called him. Chen Tian looked at the old man, not knowing what he wanted him to do. I heard from the pawnbroker that there is a pair of jade pendants. Have you seen the other one? Asked the old man. No. Chen Tian shook his head. Sir, you are unwilling to tell the truth. If you have not seen it, where did the pattern above come from? Asked the old man. I saw the pattern in a book and have never seen the real thing. Chen Tian told the truth. Don't worry, sir. I just want to take a look and compare it with the other piece to see if there is any mystery. I'd like to show you, but I really don't. What if I really want to see it? The old man gave a sinister smile. I've already told you I didn't do it. Believe it or not. Chen Tian's tone got a little colder because he saw a hint of murderous intent in the old man's eyes. If that's the case, then let me search. The old man suddenly made a move. He looked like a ghost. He flashed in front of Chen Tian and grabbed his neck. Chen Tian was prepared. He reached out to grab his wrist, and with his other hand clenched into a fist he punched him on the head. The old man's reaction was also very quick. He punched back with a whistling fist, as loud as thunder. Bang! Accompanied by a dull sound, the two fists collided fiercely, and then a powerful recoil force erupted. Chen Tian's face changed slightly, and he stepped back involuntarily. Every step he took left a deep footprint on the ground. He took 5 or 6 steps back before he could steady his body. The blood in his body surged and he almost vomited blood. He couldn't help but be shocked the old man's strength was far beyond his expectations. However, the old man did not gain any advantage and also took several steps back. You are worthy of being the famous Supreme. At such a young age, your strength has already reached the pinnacle. In time, I am afraid that no one will be your opponent. The old man sighed. Who are you? Chen Tian asked sternly. The other party's strength was the most unprecedented he had ever seen in his life. I am the old vice president of the Black Dragon Society, Neku. Chen Tian suddenly realized, I have received news that the Black Dragon Society has quietly come to Jiangju. I have been unable to find them. It turns out that you are hiding here. No wonder. Neku sneered, it's a pity that you know it too late. If you hand over the jade pendant, I can leave you a whole body. Otherwise, I will let you die without a burial place. Chen Tian showed a disdainful smile. You are very powerful, but if you want to kill me, I'm afraid you are not qualified enough. What if we sisters are included? 2 women who looked exactly the same walked in, each holding a Japanese sword in their hands. The 2 women looked to be in their 20s. They were very beautiful and had perfect figures, but their faces were cold, especially their eyes, which were like those of a venomous snake. Chapter 23 Liu Qinglan's sadness and helplessness. Come on together, I want to see how capable you are. Chen Tian was very arrogant. Although the current situation was not favorable to him, he was not worried much. Even if he couldn't win, if he wanted to leave, no one could stop him. Neku showed a meaningful sneer. Supreme Lord, don't you feel a little dizzy? Chen Tian's expression changed slightly. He did feel a little dizzy. He hadn't paid much attention to it before, but now he understood. When did you poison me? Guess. Neku said with a half smile. Chen Tian recalled quickly, and several things suddenly appeared in his mind. It's those wild flowers and the 3 incense sticks. Oh, and that cup of tea. These 3 things are not poisonous in themselves, and even putting 2 of them together will be fine, but when the 3 are combined together, they become highly toxic. He had always been very careful, but he still fell into the trap unexpectedly. I've heard that the Supreme is an expert in both medicine and martial arts. He is indeed amazing. He thought of it so quickly. The old man applauded. Since you know that I am an expert in both medicine and martial arts, don't you think it's ridiculous to poison me? Chen Tian's face was full of disdain, but in fact he was stalling for time and using his internal energy to force out the poison. Maichuan Neku saw through Chen Tian's thoughts at a glance. Since I know you are an excellent doctor, you will naturally not use ordinary poison. This is a recipe I saw in an ancient book. It uses yammer flower, drunken incense, and putuor tea. One or two of these three things are fine, but when combined, they become highly toxic. This poison has a very nice name, blood flower floating. This poison will corrode your internal organs at first, producing a large amount of gas in your body, and then it will explode with a loud bang, with blood splattering everywhere. That scene is so beautiful. Then you underestimate me. A little bit of poison can't do anything to me. Chen Tian's face was full of disdain, and then he suddenly turned around and punched one of the two sisters. Keiko Omekawa was shocked and quickly slashed at Chen Tian with a sword. Her sister Sakurako Omekawa also rushed to help and stabbed Chen Tian in the stomach with a sword. Court death. Omekawa Neku snorted coldly and slapped Chen Tian's back through the air. A terrifying energy burst out from the palm of his hand, trying to smash everything to pieces. Chen Tian was a veteran of many battles, and he had anticipated this scene the moment he took action, so his attack on Keiko Omekawa was just a feint. He suddenly moved sideways, and the terrifying energy instantly hit Keiko Omekawa. With a loud bang, Keiko Omekawa flew backwards, spitting out a large amount of blood in the air, and died before she hit the ground. Keiko. Elder sister. I'll kill you, you bastard. Omekawa Neku was almost furious. He accidentally killed his own granddaughter, and all this was because of Chen Tian. He flashed in front of Chen Tian and punched Chen Tian on the head. Chen Tian dodged the attack by turning his head and kicked Omekawa Neku in the stomach. The latter's reaction was equally quick, and the two immediately engaged in close combat. Omekawa Sakurako held her sword and looked for opportunities, stabbing from time to time, causing considerable trouble to Chen Tian. Chen Tian wanted to quickly deal with his opponent, but the opponent's strength was not inferior to his at all, and there was also a Omekawa Sakurako harassing him. In addition, he was poisoned and needed to use part of his strength to suppress it, so he could not exert his full strength. The situation was extremely unfavorable to him. At the same time, in an office on the top floor of the Black Tiger building, Liu Qinglan was forcibly brought here by Abao and others. All of you get out. No one is allowed to come in without my order. Heihu shouted sternly. Abao and others hurriedly retreated and closed the door. They knew with their toes that Lord Hu must be having fun in there. After all, she was the most beautiful woman in Jiangju, and any man would have such thoughts. And they can only envy, unless Lord Tiger is completely tired of playing, then maybe he will let them play for a while. Liu Qinglan also had terrible guesses in her mind, which made her very nervous and scared, especially when the Black Tiger walked towards her, her face turned pale with fright. Heihu came to Liu Qinglan and asked in a condescending manner, "Miss Liu, do you know why I asked you to come here?" "I know, but it's really none of my business. It was Chen Tian who injured Brother Hu. It has nothing to do with me." Liu Qinglan hurriedly shirked the responsibility. In her opinion, Chen Tian should have left Jiangju long ago. Although the Black Tiger Hall is powerful, it is only in Jiangju. He is your man, and it was because of you that he crippled my son. How dare you say it has nothing to do with you? Heihu was furious and grabbed Liu Qinglan's hair. Liu Qinglan cried in pain, "Master Hu, Chen Tian and I are just contracted husband and wife. I didn't expect him to be so impulsive. Besides, I was in a coma at the time and didn't know anything at all. Contract couple." Heihu showed a playful smile. "I heard that, Miss Liu, you have always been chaste and have never had a boyfriend. You and him are a fake couple. Does this mean that you are still a virgin?" Liu Qinglan was so frightened that his face turned pale. "Master Tiger, I beg you to let me go. I am willing to bear all the medical expenses and give out 200 million as compensation. Is this okay with you? My son's life force is ruined. He will never be human again. He is my only son." The Black Tiger roared loudly, his eyes filled with endless rage. "I don't want to do that either, but things have already happened. It's useless even if you kill me." Liu Qinglan said timidly. "You are right. Killing you will not help. However, this incident was caused by you. You must be responsible." "Then how does Tiger Lord want me to be responsible? I have a big family and a lot of wealth, how can I not have an heir? My son is useless, so you have to give me a child." The Black Tiger's eyes were shining like a vicious wolf. Although there is no shortage of women around him, they are far inferior to Liu Qinglan. He originally had ideas about Liu Qinglan, but because she was the eldest daughter of the Liu family, he did not dare to seize her by force. After all, there was the supreme temple above him, and it would be troublesome if the higher-ups found out. But now it's different. He has enough reasons and excuses, and he is not afraid even if the Supreme knows. Master Tiger, please let me go. Liu Qinglan was frightened and cried. I just want you to give birth to a child for me. Then I will get benefits from you. Heihu said as he pounced towards Liu Qinglan. R. Liu Qinglan was so frightened that she screamed and rolled over to avoid it. Go ahead and run. The room is so small. I wonder where you can run to. Heihu started to take off his clothes as he spoke, his eyes extremely fiery. Lord Hu, please let me go. If you want a child, you can find another woman to give birth to it for you. I am already married. Liu Qinglan begged bitterly. Your husband is a fake, and he will be dead soon. Heihu sneered, besides, ordinary women are not qualified to give birth to my children. I let you give birth to my children because I think highly of you. Don't come over here. If you come over again, I will die in front of you. Liu Qinglan grabbed a fruit knife from the table and put it against his neck. I never accept threats from anyone. Put down the knife obediently, otherwise I will kill your whole family. Black Tiger roared murderously. When Liu Qinglan heard this, he was so scared that his hands shook and the knife fell to the ground. She had no doubt about Heihu's ability and courage. She couldn't let her family get hurt, so she could only close her eyes in despair and let the tears fall silently. That's good, but I hope you can be even better. Take off your clothes, and then take the initiative to serve me. As long as you serve me happily, I will naturally stop making things difficult for your family. Heihu continued to threaten Liu Qinglan. He wanted to make this high and mighty eldest daughter of the Liu family serve him like a slave for his pleasure. For the safety of his family, Liu Qinglan had no choice but to endure the humiliation and reach out to grab his collar. After hesitating for a moment, he finally unbuttoned it. Chapter 24 Madam, spare me. Liu Qinglan is the most beautiful woman in Jiangsu. She is young, beautiful, and has an extraordinary temperament, just like a fairy. She looks so pitiful at this moment that I feel even more sorry for her. Heihu had an urge to pin her down immediately and execute her on the spot. But he still held back, because the swan meat was already in his mouth and couldn't escape. Liu Qinglan moved very slowly, and it took him a full minute to unbutton the first button. This made Heihu very anxious. His last bit of patience was gone and he immediately strode over. He wanted to strip her in the roughest way possible and then play with her hard. Liu Qinglan's eyes were full of despair and helplessness. She wished someone could come and save her at this moment. But she knew that this was an unrealistic wish. No one would come to save her, and no one could save her. At this moment, Chen Tian didn't know what was happening here, and his own situation was also precarious. Heihu came in front of Liu Qinglan and reached out to grab her clothes, but in the next second, he suddenly opened his eyes wide and stared at her white jade neck. No, to be precise, he was staring at the blood-red pendant around her neck. The fire in his eyes was instantly replaced by shock, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. The next second, he knelt down in front of Liu Qinglan with a plop. Heihu, greet my madam. Madam, please spare my life. After seeing the pendant, Heihu's previous arrogance disappeared in an instant, and he knelt in front of Liu Qinglan, trembling. Perhaps most people would think that this pendant is an ordinary crystal pendant. Only very few people know that it is made of a material called bloodstone, which can be said to be a priceless treasure. The pendant is called Angel's Tears. It is valuable in itself, but that is not what scares Heihu. What scares him is the meaning of Angel's Tears. Because the Angel's Tears is the Supreme's token, the Supreme always wears it with him and never takes it off. Now that it is worn around Liu Qinglan's neck, it is obvious that she is the Supreme's woman. Although his Black Tiger Hall is powerful, to put it bluntly, it is just a small branch of the White Tiger Legion, one of the 4 major legions of the Supreme Temple. His Black Tiger is just a small shrimp in the Supreme Temple. He intended to molest the Supreme Lady, which is a capital crime. Liu Qinglan had originally prepared herself to be humiliated, but Heihu suddenly knelt in front of her and begged for mercy, which made her a little confused. Master Tiger, what are you doing? Madam, please spare my life. You can just call me Xiaohu. I have offended you so boldly. Please forgive me and spare my life. As Heihu said this, he slapped himself twice, and he did it so hard that blood came out from the corners of his mouth. Even so, the pain could not hide the boundless fear in his heart. If the Supreme knew that someone bullied a woman, he would definitely torture her to death. The terrible consequences are chilling to think about. Master Tiger, what's wrong with you? You just called me madam, what's going on? Liu Qinglan's head was full of question marks. She even suspected that Heihu had mental problems. Black Tiger lowered his head and said tremblingly, "The pendant on your neck is called Angel's Tears. It is a token of the Supreme. Now that it is on your neck, you must be the Supreme's woman. I was blind before and offended you. Please spare my life." Angel's Tears. Liu Qinglan grabbed the pendant, her face full of disbelief. This was given to her by Chen Tian before she got their marriage certificate. She thought it was just an ordinary crystal pendant, but it turned out to be a token of the Supreme. How was this possible? Could he be the Supreme Being? This is absolutely impossible. Chen Tian is just an ordinary person who knows a little about medicine. How could he be the Supreme? There must be some misunderstanding. But she didn't explain. With this misunderstanding, at least she could escape danger for now. By the way, I grabbed your hair with this hand before, which is unforgivable. As Heihu said this, he took a sword from the wall, then stretched out his left hand and chopped it down with the sword. R. Heihu let out a heart-wrenching scream, his left hand was chopped off and blood gushed out. Liu Qinglan covered her mouth with her hand, her beautiful eyes widened in shock and disbelief. The Black Tiger, who was extremely powerful in her eyes, mistakenly thought she was the Supreme's woman, so he cut off his own hand to apologize to her. Is the Supreme really as powerful as the rumors say? Heihu was sweating from the pain, but he still gritted his teeth and endured it, kneeling in front of Liu Qinglan again. "Madam, I have already cut off my hand, please forgive me this time, I will never dare to do it again." "Okay, I forgive you. You should go to the hospital quickly." Liu Qinglan didn't feel sorry for him. A bastard like Heihu had done so many bad things that he deserved to die. She just wanted to leave here quickly. "Thank you." Heihu kowtowed hurriedly to express his gratitude. "Then can I leave now?" Liu Qinglan asked tentatively. "Of course, goodbye, madam." Heihu was extremely respectful. If he was a county magistrate, then Liu Qinglan was equivalent to the queen. With the Angel's Tears, she could mobilize the 4 legions, and it would be easy for her to destroy him. Liu Qinglan was afraid that Heihu would go back on his word, so he opened the door and prepared to go out. However, Abao and others were standing outside. "Why did you come out? Go in." Abao thought Liu Qinglan wanted to escape, so he was about to push her in. "Stop!" Heihu hurriedly shouted, "How dare you disrespect the madam? You are so bold. Why don't you kneel down and apologize to the madam?" "Master Tiger, what's wrong with your hand?" Abao was shocked when he saw Heihu. "I told you to kneel down and apologize to the lady, are you deaf?" Heihu shouted again. Now he just wanted to make Liu Qinglan calm down, for fear of making her unhappy in the slightest. "Please forgive me." Although Abao and others didn't understand what was going on, they dared not disobey Heihu's words and quickly knelt down to admit their mistakes. Liu Qinglan was not in the mood to pay attention to them, so he walked around them and left in a hurry. Abao then stood up and hurried to Heihu's side. "Master Hu, why did your hand fall off? Could it be Liu Qinglan?" Bang! As soon as Abao finished speaking, he was slapped hard in the face. "I'm warning you, don't call the lady by her name. If you do it again, you'll be in trouble for your life." Heihu roared. The more you understand the Supreme, the more you realize how terrifying he is. You would rather offend the King of Hell than offend the Supreme. "Master Hu, what exactly do you mean by madam?" Abao asked aggrievedly. "She is the Supreme woman," said Heihu. "What? How is this possible? Master Tiger, are you mistaken?" Abao was shocked. "The pendant on her neck is the Angel's Tear, there is no way I could have made a mistake. My hand grabbed her hair, so I could only cut it off myself to apologize to her." Heihu continued. Abao was so frightened that he broke out in a cold sweat. Fortunately, he did not touch Liu Qinglan. "Master Hu, you've lost a lot of blood. Let me take you to the hospital. Your hand has just been broken off, so it can still be reattached," said Abao. "What the hell, do you want me to chop you again?" Heihu was very angry and rushed to the hospital. At this time, Chen Tian was still fighting in close combat with Omekawar Neku. Due to the poisoning, he could not exert his full strength. In addition, with the help of Omekawar Neku and Omekawar Sakurako, he was already at an absolute disadvantage. Chen Tian's face was stern, but he was secretly anxious in his heart. If he continued like this, death would be the only thing waiting for him. Chen Tian suddenly looked behind Meichuan Neku, his eyes full of ecstasy. Omekawar Neku thought someone was attacking him from behind, so he hurriedly forced Chen Tian back and turned around quickly. However, there was no one behind him, and he immediately realized that he had been fooled. At this moment, a handful of silver needles appeared in Chen Tian's hand, and then he threw them hard towards Meichuan Neku. A dozen silver needles blocked all of Omekawar Neku's space to dodge. He shouted hurriedly, and slapped his palms forward. The terrifying energy blew all the silver needles away. Chen Tian took advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and kicked Meichuan Neku in the air. Omekawar Neku tried his best to knock the silver needle away, but at that moment his old strength was gone and his new strength had not yet been generated, so he had no time to resist. With a loud bang, he was kicked by Chen Tian and flew 7 or 8 meters away, smashing a table into pieces and spurting out a mouthful of blood. Chen Tian was filled with murderous intent, and he rushed towards Meichuan Neku with a flash of his body. Omekawar Neku had been seriously injured and his face turned pale with fear. He grabbed a stool and smashed it at Chen Tian, then got up and ran away. Chen Tian punched the stool into pieces. When he wanted to chase after him, he suddenly felt a terrible pain in his stomach. It was obviously the poison that had taken effect and he could no longer suppress it. Chapter 25: Detoxification and Breakthrough. The poison was even more powerful than he had imagined, and even his profound skills were unable to suppress it. He no longer cared about chasing after Omekawar Neku. He turned around and looked at Omekawar Sakurako, with a hint of ruthlessness in his eyes. Omekawar Sakurako was so scared that her face turned pale and she turned and ran away. Chen Tian naturally would not let her run away. He leaped into the air and landed in front of her, grabbing her neck. "Hand over the antidote and I'll spare your life. The antidote is with my grandfather. Don't kill me. I'll ask my grandfather to give me the antidote in exchange for me," Omekawar Sakurako said pitifully. "Your grandfather has already run away. How could he possibly come back? Besides, I can't wait until then. Since you can't come up with the antidote, don't blame me for being ruthless." As Chen Tian spoke, he suddenly started to tear off her clothes. What are you doing? Stop it now." Sakurako Omekawar was so frightened that she screamed and tried desperately to resist. Bang! Chen Tian raised his hand and gave her a loud slap in the face. He would not show any mercy to anyone who wanted to kill him, even if she was a beautiful woman. Omekawar Sakurako was almost beaten unconscious and dared not resist anymore. She was soon stripped naked by Chen Tian. Chen Tian pushed her to the ground and then pounced on her. In order to save her life, Omekawar Sakurako has given up resisting. She now only hopes that Chen Tian will die of the poison soon. At this moment, Chen Tian was like a hungry wolf, and he didn't show any mercy to women. He certainly did this not for lust, nor for pleasure before death, but to detoxify. He thought of a method of grafting, using this special method to transfer the poison in his body to Omekawar Sakurako's body. This is the only solution he can think of. He is not sure whether it will work or not, so he can only give it a try. Not only that, this time he used the method of jewel cultivation to detoxify. While detoxifying, his cultivation also reached a new level. Omekawar Sakurako didn't notice Chen Tian's change. When she saw that Chen Tian hadn't been poisoned yet, she turned pale with fright. "Please let me go. I will never dare to go against you again." Omekawar Sakurako looked pitiful. "You are a good island woman, with a well-maintained figure and skin. I am very satisfied with your performance just now, so I will not kill you, but you have to tell me where the jade pendant is." "I don't know." Sakurako Omekawar shook her head quickly. "So you want to die?" Chen Tian sneered. Omekawar Sakurako was so frightened that she trembled. Then she walked into the inner hall, opened the mechanism on the wall, and took out a small box. After the small box was opened, inside was a jade pendant made of mutton fat white jade. Chen Tian picked up the jade pendant and looked at it, then he smiled. This was exactly the jade pendant he had been looking for. Although it took some twists and turns, I finally got it, so the trip was not in vain. Chen Tian did not go back on his word and left after getting the jade pendant. Before he reached the bottom of the mountain, he heard an explosion halfway up the mountain. He knew without even looking that the woman was definitely dead. The poison was indeed powerful. Fortunately, he thought of a way to deal with it, otherwise he would have been the one to die. When Chen Tian was almost at the foot of the mountain, he suddenly realized that there were no cars below. Not good. He realized something was wrong and hurried down the mountain as fast as he could. Not only was the car gone, but Jiang Yuro was also missing. It was impossible for Jiang Yuro to leave without waiting for him. There was only one answer: she must have been abducted by Maichuan Neiku. Chen Tian was furious and worried as to whether Maichuan Neiku would hurt Jiang Yuro. Although Jiang Yuro is just his secretary, she understands his feelings very well and is loyal to him and always considers him, so he must save her no matter what. But at the moment he had no idea where to find a Maichuan Neiku, so he could only go back and make plans. This mountain road is sparsely populated. He walked a long way before he saw a car. The driver suspected he was a liar and refused to let him get in. The same thing happened to several cars in a row, and finally he met a kind-hearted truck driver who took him back to the city. Chen Tian hurried back to the Supreme Group as quickly as possible and called Wang Tianming. "Greetings, Mr. Chen." Wang Tianming bowed. "Jiang Yuro has been kidnapped by the Black Dragon Society's Vice President Maichuan Neiku. Immediately mobilize all forces to search for her. We must find her in the shortest possible time." Chen Tian ordered. "I obey your command." Wang Tianming hurriedly arranged the matter, and then he knelt down in front of Chen Tian with a plop. "Mr. Chen, I have one more thing to report to you." "Explain." "My wife was captured by Black Tiger's men." Wang Tianming said. "What?" Chen Tian stood up in a flash, with an astonishing murderous aura bursting out of his body. Chapter 26: Give her to Tiger Lord. Wang Tianming was so frightened that his face turned pale, and he felt as if he had fallen into an ice cellar. "Mr. Chen, don't worry. Madam has returned to the Liu family safely." Chen Tian let out a long sigh. "You did a good job. I'm ashamed. Madam went back by herself. Our insider had diarrhea and failed to find out that Madam was in danger at the first time. When the insider reported the news, I happened to be in the hospital for a checkup. After I learned about the situation, I immediately led people to the Black Tiger group. Before we went in, Madam came out by herself. I am guilty, please punish me, Mr. Chen." Wang Tianming was so scared that he broke out in cold sweats. He didn't know how Chen Tian would punish him, which made him uneasy. "I just want to know if she was hurt." Chen Tian's voice was cold and without a trace of emotion. "No, my subordinates found Black Tiger." He saw the angel's tears and guessed Madam's identity. He grabbed Madam's hair with one hand and cut it off himself to apologize. Wang Tianming did not dare to hide anything. Chen Tian was completely relieved when he learned that she was not hurt. "Although Qinglan was not hurt, you are also to blame. If it happens again, I will never let you off easily," Chen Tian warned. "Thank you, Mr. Chen, for your kindness." Wang Tianming hurriedly thanked him. Although he was fined 1 year's salary, he was already very satisfied. "You must do your best to supervise the search for Jiang Yuro. Make sure she is found as soon as possible. If she is found, do not act rashly and report to me immediately." Chen Tian left after he finished speaking. Although he was worried about Jiang Yuro, he could only wait patiently for news. However, he has the jade pendant in his hand, and Maichuan Neiku should not hurt her for the time being. After all, only with Jiang Yuro in his hand will he have a chance to negotiate terms with him. He decided to go to the Liu family first to see Liu Qinglan. Although Wang Tianming said that she was not hurt, he had to confirm it in person before he could feel at ease. After Liu Qinglan returned to the Liu family, he was still a little frightened, and the whole family hurriedly surrounded him. "Qinglan, has Lord Tiger calmed down?" Luo Hui hurriedly sat down next to Liu Qinglan and asked. "Mom, you don't care about me first, but instead you care about whether Master Hu has calmed down. Am I your daughter?" Liu Qinglan felt heartbroken and even a little sad. Luo Hui pretended to be angry and said, "Look at what you said. Of course I care about you. I see that you are in good condition, so you must be fine. By the way, has Master Hu calmed down?" He has calmed down and won't bother you anymore. Are you satisfied now? Liu Qinglan started crying as she spoke. She is the eldest daughter of the Liu family and the president of the Liu group. She seems to have a glorious life, but she cannot feel the existence of family affection. Her parents only care about benefits and treat her as a tool to make money. Originally she had a grandfather who loved her, but now even her grandfather doesn't love her anymore. She went to Heihu, but no one cared about her. They were only concerned about whether Heihu had calmed down and whether he would take revenge on them. Yang Jie said disdainfully, "You caused the trouble yourself, so it's only natural for you to deal with it. Besides, you just slept with Tiger Lord, so you didn't lose any meat. Maybe you're even secretly happy about it." "Second aunt, how can you say such things?" Liu Qinglan stood up and looked at Yang Jie, extremely angry. "That's right. Although you calmed Mr. Tiger down, you lost the bid that was about to be won. So for this family, not only did you not contribute anything, but you also damaged the family's interests. You must find a way to make up for it." Liu Wenyuan hurriedly agreed, "My mother is right. The Qianfu project is vital to our Liu group, so you must find a way to save it." Liu Hailin and even her parents nodded in agreement, which made her feel deeply sad. "I have no choice." Liu Qinglan told the truth. Heihu let her go because he mistakenly thought she was the supreme lady, and he also cut off one of his hands. Once Heihu finds out the truth, he will definitely not let her go. Her life is almost in danger, so what project can she talk about? Yang Jie said disdainfully, "Doesn't Tiger like you very much? Why don't you sleep with him a few more times? As long as you serve him well, the Qianfu project will be easy to get." Liu Hailin nodded in agreement, "That's right. Anyway, you are already Tiger Lord's woman now. You must seize the opportunity and give birth to a child for him. His only son is useless. If you can give him a son, he will be the heir of Tiger Lord, and you will be the mistress of Black Tiger Hall. You can even meet the Supreme through Tiger Lord. If you can get the favor of the Supreme again, our Liu family will surely be able to move towards unprecedented glory." Luo Hui was also very excited after hearing this, and hurriedly grabbed Liu Qinglan's hand and said, "Qinglan, your second uncle is right, you must find a way to give Master Tiger a son, which will be good for you and the entire Liu family." Liu Qinglan laughed in anger, "You people are really shameless. I am a human being, not a tool for you to make money." Yang Jie was immediately furious, "How dare you call us shameless? That's really outrageous. Isn't it?" Liu Qinglan said sarcastically, "You are so shameless and you think it's natural. It's really sad to have a family like you. How dare you scold me, you little bitch?" As Yang Jie said this, she slapped Liu Qinglan. Liu Qinglan covered her face and didn't cry, but just gave a bitter smile. She was completely disappointed with this family. However, the matter was not over yet. As Liu Qinglan's father, Liu Haishan not only did not stand up for her, but instead grabbed her neck and said, "You just called us shameless. Does that include me, your father?" Liu Yefeng also said with a gloomy face, "Qinglan, you are really getting more and more outrageous. Ever since you met Chen Tian, the troublemaker, you have become more and more presumptuous. You have no respect for the elders and insult us. Do you want to rebel?" Liu Hailin quickly took the opportunity to suggest, "Dad, I think she is no longer suitable to manage the company. Why not let Wenyuan take over? He is your only grandson, and the company will be handed over to him sooner or later." "No." Luo Hui quickly objected, "Our Qinglan is doing a good job, why should she be dismissed?" Luo Hui is not concerned about her daughter, but about herself. After all, Liu Qinglan is her daughter. As long as her daughter is the president, she has a high status in this family. But if Liu Wenyuan were to take charge of the company, her status would plummet. You still have the nerve to ask why? She lost the cooperation of the Qianfu project. It is not unfair to remove her from her position based on this. Yang Jie snorted coldly. The project can be found back if it is lost. Mr. Hu likes our Qinglan, so it will be easy to get the project back. Luo Hui said proudly. That's right. Only Qinglan can get the Qianfu project back. Liu Haishan looked at Liu Qinglan and said, "Go to Mr. Tiger again tomorrow and make sure you get the project back." "I won't go." Liu Qinglan shook her head and refused. Although the project was important, she would not sell her body. "This is not up to you. Come, capture her and send her to Lord Tiger." Liu Yifeng ordered in a cold voice. Chapter 27, Just a Small Shrimp. Let her go. Accompanied by an angry roar, a figure rushed in with a gust of wind, and with two slaps, the two servants who were holding Liu Qinglan were slapped and flew away. It's you? Chen Tian, you actually dare to come back? Everyone in the Liu family was shocked. Liu Qinglan's face was full of worry. Didn't I tell you to leave Jiangju and not come back? Why did you come back? If I hadn't come back, I wouldn't know how much injustice you suffered. Chen Tian looked at her red and swollen little face and felt very distressed. You injured Tiger Lord's son. Tiger Lord is now sending people to look for you everywhere. How dare you come back? Liu Haishan said coldly, but it's okay. We just need to send you to Tiger Lord. Tiger Lord will definitely be very happy. That's right, this bastard lost our Qinfu project. Let's catch him and beat him up to vent our anger, and then send him to Lord Tiger. Yang Jie's face was full of resentment. Catch me. Just you guys. Chen Tian's face was full of disdain. Everyone in the Liu family was shocked and angry. They naturally knew how powerful Chen Tian was. Liu Wenyuan took a step forward and said with disdain, Chen Tian, we know you are good at fighting, but fighting is useless in this world nowadays. Money is king. Someone come. Following Liu Wenyuan's order, 8 tall and strong men rushed into the villa, all dressed in suits and with sharp eyes. Liu Wenyuan was very proud, pointing at the people behind him and said, these are all masters I hired at high salaries, each of them can fight 10 people at once. Today, I want to see how capable you, a piece of trash, are. Catch him. Stop. Liu Qinglan dodged and stood in front of Chen Tian. Chen Tian is my grandfather's savior, how could you do this? Liu Haishan sneered, he saved your grandfather, but I also gave him 10 million, which is something he could never earn in several lifetimes. Luo Hui said coldly, he is just a stinky beggar. Why did you give him so much money in the first place? Luo Hui became angry and angrier, so she walked up to Chen Tian and stretched out her hand, saying, hand over the 10 million, or I'll break your legs. Chen Tian laughed in anger, 10 million is just a drop in the bucket for me, but it is the money I deserve. I would not give it to you even if I had to buy buns to feed the dog. You are looking for death. Break his limbs and take out the money. Luo Hui said angrily. Don't you dare touch him. Liu Qinglan stood in front of Chen Tian. Liu Wenyuan stared at Chen Tian with disdain in his eyes, if you are still a man, don't hide behind a woman. I don't need to hide at all. These little shrimps can't do anything to me. Chen Tian said proudly. You are such a crazy loser. Beat him up for me. Liu Wenyuan lost his patience. Following his order, several bodyguards prepared to take action. Don't come over here. Liu Qinglan shouted to stop the bodyguards, then turned around and looked at Chen Tian and said, these are all masters, you can't beat them, hurry up and leave, I will stop them. Can you leave? Come on. If she dares to stop me again, beat her too. Liu Wenyuan said coldly. After hearing these words, the bodyguards no longer had any scruples and rushed towards Chen Tian. Liu Qinglan was so scared that her face turned pale, but she still stood firmly in front of Chen Tian, which moved the latter. He secretly vowed to protect her for the rest of her life. Get lost. When the bodyguard saw Liu Qinglan trying to stop him, he reached out to push her. Just when his hand was about to touch Liu Qinglan, Chen Tian suddenly made a move and grabbed his wrist. Chen Tian's eyes flashed with coldness. He twisted it hard, and with a click sound, the bodyguard's hand broke instantly. Bang! Without waiting for the bodyguard to scream, Chen Tian slapped him unconscious. Court death. The remaining bodyguards were all shocked and angry, and attacked Chen Tian at the same time. Just as Liu Wenyuan said, these bodyguards are very strong and can easily defeat 10 ordinary people at once. However, Chen Tian didn't take them seriously at all. He kicked one away, slapped another one away with his hand, and slapped another one away with his backhand. In Chen Tian's eyes, the powerful bodyguards were as weak as ants and had no power to fight back. In just a few seconds, they all fell to the ground, crying and wailing. Their whole family opened their eyes wide, filled with shock and disbelief. Liu Qinglan was also shocked. She knew that Chen Tian was powerful, but she didn't expect him to be so powerful. Chen Tian looked at the frightened family and sneered, I've said it before, these little shrimps can't do anything to me. Now you believe it, right? Don't be so arrogant. Even if you can fight, so what? Can you be more powerful than a bullet? Liu Wenyuan snorted coldly. You have a gun. Chen Tian gave a playful smile. Liu Wenyuan was a little embarrassed. I don't have it, but Tiger Lord does. It would be as easy for Tiger Lord to kill you as it would be to kill an ant. Chen Tian was full of disdain. Don't keep talking about Tiger Lord. I tell you, I'm not afraid even if he comes. You really don't know your place. Last time, Lord Hu gave face to Jiang Yuro, but this time you crippled Lord Hu's son, and Jiang Yuro can't protect you. I have just asked someone to notify Lord Hu, and I believe the people from the Black Tiger Hall will be here soon. Then I'll see how you die. Liu Wenyuan snorted coldly. Liu Qinglan was immediately shocked. Chen Tian, Lord Tiger's people haven't arrived yet. You should leave quickly, it will be too late if you are late. I won't leave. I'm not afraid even if Hu comes in person. What's more, he is lying in the hospital now, so it's impossible for him to come. Chen Tian said. Yes, Master Tiger is in the hospital now. Liu Qinglan just remembered this, but she soon realized something and looked at Chen Tian and asked, This just happened, how did you know?